legends working in one room together, a lot can be accomplished.
Hahn.
I just got excited.
And Rosenberg.
Alan just expressed theoretical arousal about the Dolly Parton puppet.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
And Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Knicks season upon us.
Oh, yeah.
And a live broadcast at Stout.
We can do a lot better than that.
Brought to you by
We
Sun
can do a lot
Cruiser,
better than that.
a proud partner of the New York Knicks.
It's a
ready
Knicks season opener,
to
everybody.
let the good times cruise. He won't let me do the sponsor.
Energy. No, because
he doesn't understand
we
ratings.
got one woo. We got to do better than one woo.
I know, but you know,
these are my people.
But
maybe they're basing it off the
reason-
Knicks quotes the last week.
the
You know
reason
what I
we
mean?
want them to woo is so we can get sponsors. And
Right.
if we can't read the sponsors, then there's no woo.
I'm sorry. I'm fired up. It's season opener.
I know you're
It's
fired
the first
up.
day of school. I'm wearing a tie.
Yeah, he's
got my
ready.
haircut.
Look at him. He literally looks like it's his first day of school.
I'm very excited.
So we're live here at Stout, 33rd Street. Swing by. Brought to you by Sun Cruiser, a proud partner of the New York Knicks. Ready to let the good times cruise? Then you need Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Don't forget that. Made with real iced tea, real vodka, no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. And there's so much hype around this Knicks team. Thanks for coming out. Game's at 7, so it's a little earlier than usual. And Alan's all hyped up. He's going to be there for all the pregame festivities. Monica McNutt's going to be swinging by. We're going to talk to Tim Legler, Bernard King, part of this. Pat O'Keefe is going to be a part of it as well.
John Starks.
John
Starks, too?
Starks coming through.
He's going to take a Kia right to
He's
the front
gonna
door.
he's gonna take a Kia through the front door. He's gonna dunk
Right
on
through.
everybody in the building.
That's right,
Wow.
right on you.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm already 1-0 in giving you that good hardwood as I did last night. Hardwood pick, 1-0. That's right.
You brought the hardwood last night?
I sure did. Golden State minus 1.5.
Oh,
Free money, baby.
please.
Free money.
They were giving it away.
Thank
Who didn't
you.
see that coming?
I know. No LeBron opening night in L.A.
Stop
Come
it.
on. I took in the first ever NBC Peacock vehicle.
What'd you think?
Either of you spend any time?
Yep.
Listen, they had some hiccups early on. I mean, just like audio-wise, literally the first segment, they full-on lost audio, which
Yeah.
is never what you're looking for in the debut.
Not what you want.
But the logo, the sound, the John Tesh, the voiceover, the beginning, the NBA Showtime is brought to you by, all of that hit big time.
Felt big.
And I was just telling Don before we went on the air, I think early on my prediction for first star I've seen that could jump out of the new NBC crop of people is Tracy McGrady. I was very, very impressed with T-Mac.
Very good insight, and he has the ability to talk like someone who has done it.
Like talks.
And he's very good at that, and he's not afraid. Like he's not worried about making friends. Like those are the types of guys you're looking for. He's very good. I thought three-man booths are not easy. And Reggie Miller sometimes is a hard listen, especially in New York.
Yeah, I like
And
Reggie.
I thought Jamal Crawford with Reggie made Reggie palpable. It made it a good broadcast because Jamal's really good at getting the best out of you. As he's an analyst, but he's getting the best out of you. So yeah,
And then that was Tirico too. And
Tirico,
solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
They're not all solid. I want to know though, can I dress like Carmelo Anthony did? Because that looked so comfortable. Everybody else has got suits on, and like Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are matching, which was awesome.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I looked at Melo and I'm like, this guy's wearing athleisure.
Why
Why can't we all wear athleisure? We're talking to Keyshawn Johnson used to always say, go ahead and drop. He used to always say to me, why do you wear a tie? You're talking about sports.
I know. Such athlete talk. By the way, though, prediction, Carmelo will be wearing a suit before December.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He won't, because they're not going to change up. Like, they've made the commitment. You can tell. They're wearing the suits.
Yeah, they're in.
And Carmelo's going to look at the tape back and be like, it just looks a little funky. Trust me, I, of all people, know. Look at me right now. I'll be the casual guy. Then you look back and you go,
I shouldn't have been the
I
casual
shouldn't have been the casual guy.
I should have. Yeah. You know what? I've always said this. You can never overdress. You can always underdress.
It's so true.
But you can never overdress. But I still looked at Carmelo and I thought he's the most comfortable guy there.
Yeah.
Because the way he seemed very, very comfortable. But it was a good broadcast. It was good.
Yeah,
And
we're
that
here
first
now.
That first game was insanely good. Very entertaining.
And also really fun to see two teams who could be involved late in the season going hard in game one.
You mean like tonight's matchup?
Well,
Knicks and the Cavs?
Well, you'll have one team will be full, and the other team will have some semblance of what that team will be at some point, and they will play a game. Will it be like that? Will it go to overtime? I don't know, but we're going to find out.
And I get that it's one of 82, and I get that we've got a new coach here that's probably going to err on the side of maybe managing the roster a little bit more than Tibbs did.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still something about the first game of a big-time hype season. And the second the Knicks were eliminated against Indiana, people were anticipating this year, especially after Halliburton went down, it was, all right, Halliburton's gone. Indiana now is going to take a step back. We've already beaten the Celtics. Now they don't have Tatum. So there are so many expectations around this team, and I think the Knicks fans should embrace it. Now, even if it's not necessarily going to be right away what you expect because you're banged up, you already got no Hart, you already got no Mitch. We'll find out what's happening with Cat. He was listed as questionable, but feeling is that maybe he'll get a chance to play, but probably not be 100%.
Questionable isn't out. That's all I'll say.
So, right, exactly. And it was doubtful, and it's heading in the right direction because now it's questionable.
Yep.
So you feel like that he'll be out there even though it might not be 100%. So I know you can look at it logically and say, oh, it's just one of 82. If you don't win, it's not that big of a deal. But I do think getting off to a good start, kind of living up to the hype, that you want to win. You want to get off to that good start. You don't want to have to all of a sudden start apologizing for a loss, especially against the Cavaliers team you did not beat last year.
Not at all.
So
they've won. I think they've won 3 in a row at the Garden.
Yeah. So
they're getting comfortable in your building too.
So this may be a team with a new coach, with a new system, with some of the players banged up, that might be very average through the first month of the season. But the first appearance, right? You don't get a second chance at a first impression. And with all of the hype surrounding this team, and part of it is not even their fault. Part of it's that New York really didn't give us much. Yankees out early. Mets had an embarrassing end to their season. Football typical, going nowhere in the middle of October. So we've been anticipating the start of this season, and I think it's going to eventually result into some captivating television into May and possibly June. But I do think game one of a long season is important when there's this much hype.
Let me update everybody because there has been a lot of chatter on social media about availabilities of certain players with the Knicks. First, I'll start with the Cavaliers. The latest injury report also has them dealing with injuries as well. Darius Garland is already out, so he's still recovering from off-season surgery. He's not playing tonight. That's a key piece of their backcourt missing. Max Strus is going to be out for a while. He's a key starter for them as well. And DeAndre Hunter, who's been a Knick killer, who's really good off the bench for them, who probably would be pressed to start, he's listed as questionable because he's got a right knee contusion. Teams are doing this to start the season. It's just the way it's going to be. They are going to start the season. They're going to be careful with if you have a little bit of an injury, they don't want it to become a bigger one. So the Cavs have 2 starters out and possibly a third piece of their rotation out.
All right.
The Knicks, as we already knew, Josh Hart's dealing with back spasms since the first preseason game. So he's listed as out, although it does sound like he's close as he continues to do work off the court. He might end up practicing at some point this week, right? So there's one. Mitchell Robinson, this is the one that's got everybody talking, not just here, but around the league. Is there like a wrestling intro happening right now?
Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden, which was one of the songs that I played on Ozzy's Boneyard.
I was waiting for a wrestler to just come walking.
By the way, that would have been sick. I didn't know whose entrance
I thought you
it
had something set up. I'm like, whoa.
Hold the phone.
That's Peter Rosenberg's music. Anyways, so Mitchell Robinson's been a big part of the conversation. Can you imagine missing game 1 of a season due to load management? Because that's what this is. It's left ankle injury management. That ankle has been surgically repaired twice, right? And they're being very cautious with him. He looked phenomenal. Not good, phenomenal in the preseason when he played. Played first half of 3 games. Looked unreal. And then suddenly we haven't seen him since.
You love it.
Listen, he's not the best player on the team, but he could be the most important, if that makes any sense, right? I mean, obviously Jalen Brunson's the most important. Karl Anthony Towns, second most important. But when it comes to the linchpin, maybe it's better than saying most important. He's the linchpin to this whole thing working. And game 1, he's already being managed for something that they're saying is not an injury, but yet he's not playing in the first game of the season. Now, Karl Anthony Towns, some people are speculating on social media, might not play tonight. He's listed as questionable, like Don said. And if I know Karl Anthony Towns, which I got to know him for the past year, he wants to play. So we'll see if he gets in the lineup tonight.
So explain to me the logic of load management before you've even started the season.
It's hard to.
All right, because you take a look at their schedule, right? They open up tonight.
Yep.
Against the Cavaliers.
On MSG.
On MSG, also on national television, right?
You know what's coming after
First
that.
game of the season, tons of expectations around the team. You can't have them out there for game one. I mean, a game two is not going to hit the same as tonight, right? I get the load management. I get that playing 82 games is not the objective anymore, all right? That you want him healthy and ready to go. But it's not like he's not going to play the first month of the season. He's going to play games. Why tonight? Is it the matchup? Is there something particular about the Cavaliers that could put him in harm's way? Why tonight when you're home, there's hype, people are excited about the start of the season? Your next game
Sunday.
Friday
is going to
against
be
Boston,
Sunday.
Friday, Sunday,
Friday,
and
Sunday.
Tuesday.
All right,
I
so
think
you're
it's every other.
I get it. So you're playing every other day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're playing Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. Then you got a little bit of a break playing the next Friday when you go out to Chicago. That's the end of the 3-game road trip. So I am not asking him to play every game, all right? But when you've got the first two at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, you know what? Rest in Miami. Rest in Milwaukee. I don't know why tonight. Is there any reason?
No, it's what they're saying, because from what I understand, it's not like he hurt himself or sustained a bigger injury, which, by the way, that's the part I was most worried about. Because the feet, when you get two surgeries on the same foot, eventually you're like, okay, this is getting fragile. And so that was my first concern is, did he re-injure this thing? But all indications are, no, he did not re-injure anything. But I think what they want to do, I know what they want to do. And we've talked about this. Did we not say, like, if I gave you 50 games for Mitchell Robinson and he's healthy for the playoffs, would you sign up for it?
Yes.
Everybody'd sign up for that, right? We see how important he was to this team, defensively, rebound-wise, all that stuff. So if you don't believe as a franchise and as medical staff, when you look at his MRIs and you know the history of his foot and the way he plays, and you say there's no way that foot's getting through a full season.
All right.
This thing we've got to almost pick and choose games each month. And okay, play this cluster, and then you got to sit for a while, then play this cluster and sit for a while, and do it as if what the Sixers were trying to do with Joel Embiid. Just so when we get to April, we know, okay, now we take off the governor and you go.
No, I get it. I get it that there's only
I kind of feel like that's
certain
the
amount of
only
games.
logical reason for this, although why game one?
Yeah, why game? That's all I'm asking. Why game one?
Because it still doesn't justify that. You would think, and this is the thing that always bothers me about the subject of time off and starting, etc. You're telling me he can't have a pretty rested day where they don't have to put him on the report and he comes out and plays a little bit and then
Peter,
sits?
he hasn't played in a game in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. His third preseason game. They played two more since then. He didn't play.
And nothing else has happened that we know of.
Just practice. They've all they've done is practice.
So I just don't see why you can't at least start him just so we start with some momentum. We don't have to have the feel of unavailable. It's a bad feeling.
Well, the only thing I can think of, Mike Brown's trying to set a tone, right? We're all hyped up about what the Knicks can be, and I think it's going to be a special season, even though it may not be a 60-win season. Maybe it cost them the 1 seed, but I think they'd be playing special. I don't see anybody that's better than them, at least on the surface right now. Although nobody had the Cavaliers as a 1 seed last year, right now nobody had Indiana going to the NBA Finals, so there may be a surprise this year. But right now, on paper, this is the best team in the Eastern Conference. So forget what it looks like. I think that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. All right. So I get the management aspect of it, but is Mike Brown setting a tone to say, hey, this is the way we're going to handle it? Game one, opening night, is no different than any of the other 81 games we're going to play. And we're going to manage it that way, and we're going to set the tone that there is no it's special tonight, or this one hits different, or this one's on national television, or this one's at home, or this is a game against a team we didn't beat all of last year, or this is a rematch of the Eastern Conference Final. Maybe he's just setting the tone to say this is how we're going to do it. He's going to play his 50 games. He'll play them when I want him to play. And why not set the tone right away? Because I'm not messing around with this game being any different than any other that we're going to play this year.
It's as if, as fans, and I understand this because I've heard from a lot of them over the last week, you want to send a message There's something about going into a season like this and why it reminds me so much of 93, 94 when Michael Jordan left the league and you felt like, okay, the hurdle's out of the way. Like the guy you can't get past is gone. The road is open now, and there was this sense of send a message right out of the gate. Like put the league on notice. And that's what I think a lot of fans wanted and want out of this start to the season is you lost in the conference finals with a team that felt like, man, they really had a lot there, but maybe there was some things missing. They added some pieces. They made a dramatic coaching change. And now I think if you're a fan, you want that, put the league on notice. Send a message, and the team's telling you, no, we're going to do that in April. We're not looking to do it. Like you're not winning a championship in October.
And by the way, they are, and I respect it. But it doesn't feel good.
But it doesn't feel. That's what I'm saying.
And to Don's point, start tomorrow.
Night, though, just give me a thank you.
Start tomorrow.
Just give me opening night.
Start tomorrow.
Honestly, unless someone has a severed leg, let them be in the lineup, and you come out and whatever.
Hey,
set the tone for the season.
But
they are setting the tone.
Yeah, you're at Miami on Sunday.
I think they are.
All right, you're at Chicago next Friday. Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like they play Chicago all the time. It's great. They got back-to-back games, a home and home against Chicago at the end of October, early November.
Yep.
But is that where we're looking at in sports? Because we called him that guy. Sirianni was that guy, not even realizing that they were raising the banner. Because it's all about football. I don't even focus on that. So is that just kind of like, the Knicks are going to make a big deal out of it, and they're going to have the blue carpet, and all the fans are going to be hyped up, first game at Madison Square Garden, because there's something special about opening night, opening day, first game of a great season. Everybody was fired up about that, but it just seems like in professional sports now, regular season, we got bigger fish to fry, man. Don't worry. Let everybody else have their fun reindeer games. This is no different than any other game. I don't like it from a fan perspective. It's not fun, but that's kind of where sports are. We thought Sirianni was that guy for not knowing the banner raise. He probably didn't even know or care. It's like, that was last year. This is this year.
No.
Let the fans have fun with the towel they're going to put up for our championship. We're focused on a game. You know what I mean?
Wait. What are you, Manfred? Piece of tin?
Well,
it's not a towel. It's a banner.
Yeah,
that's forever.
It's the
banner is forever.
I am more directing it towards my hatred of the Eagles. I think Peter
enough.
Can climb aboard.
Thank you very
here.
much.
Fine.
I respect it.
But don't you see? Aren't we going there now? Is that what we're looking at?
It feels like what everybody's trying to teach you is it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But because the Cavaliers were like 20-1 to start last season. How'd they finish? Getting out of second round.
But it got them a 1 seed.
Doesn't matter. Ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas. I understand.
Had nothing in the tank.
True.
Lost in the second round.
But you said yourself, you thought it was important for the Knicks to get the 1 seed.
I feel is for home court advantage. That building is different. We experienced it last year.
Sure did.
Like that game 6 last year, the Celtics didn't have a chance in that game. That game was over before they tipped the ball.
Although the year before they had Game 7 at home.
But Game 7 at home.
Be
with
fair,
a
banged up team.
Be fair, there were a lot of bad losses in the Garden last year's playoffs too.
Yes.
So,
but the hype that you get in that building, the deeper you go in the playoffs, it's different, and that's why I feel like for this team, that was to me important. But this team is telling you not as much. It's not as important as being fully healthy, so we can have that fully operational Death Star that can finally end a drought that's gone over 50 years.
I know, but are you really upending everything by just saying let's at least treat opening night special? We're not in Cleveland. We're at the Garden.
No, you could. It's weird.
Now, who's to say they can't win tonight?
No, it's not. It's
not. What if they? So if they win,
they can win
tonight and win Friday night, what's the who cares?
Well, that's what
they got to do. It just puts more pressure on the other guys to make sure you get a dub. Like get wins to get through this. So we're not going. Oh my God, they started the season 0-4 because Mitchell Robinson.
I'm mad because it was the one thing that I really loved about the Knicks. They were anti-NBA. They didn't load manage. They made every game seem like it was game 7.
But that's the topic.
And I enjoyed that.
This is a new era, clearly.
Well, but hold on.
From day one.
The Mitch part, let's remove Mitch. Because
remember, he missed all of last year.
And every version of the Knicks, he might not be playing tonight. That's just the way he is. That's how it has been since he's been here.
That's fair.
So it's really about Josh Hart. That you go, that's a tough one.
But that's not load management. He's hurt.
But he's hurt.
But I'm saying
and now if Cat so Cat is really the one. If tonight in addition to Josh Hart and Mitch, Cat is also standing around in athleisure wear. That's when you really feel like, oh man, we're not even really here.
But
he's the one to me that goes over.
Why
the
do you
top.
think
That's
Cat's
fair.
climbing the ladder? I think Cat wants to play. That's another aspect
what
of
it
this.
feels like.
Does Mitch have to say, Coach, it's opening night? I get. You got to be careful with me. I haven't played in 2 weeks. It's opening night. I'm a major piece of this team. We're gonna have introductions. The place is gonna be going nuts.
Well, that's the thing.
All right,
That's the whole
Friday.
piece.
Even
against
if I
Boston,
can only give you 10 minutes,
That's
just let me
it.
get out there for 10 minutes. You know?
By the way, even if he doesn't play, why does he have to be a DNP? Why can't he? Or no, let him be a DNP, not an out. He doesn't have to be out.
No, that'd get weirder.
What if
Wait, he was dressed but he didn't play? That's weird. Like, like having him play the first 4 minutes of the game, take him out, and then don't put him back in, and then just say injury management. That's different than having him not play at all.
Sure.
But again, they have a purpose for this. Their medical staff, by the way, won the medical team of the year type thing in the NBA last year because they were remarkably healthy last year, despite the fact that they didn't have Robinson and they lost Brunson for a stretch of time.
That's right.
They were
Well,
remarkably
and despite
healthy.
the fact they had a head coach who, if you ask a lot of people, was trying to kill all the players on the team.
Oh, the after effects is
what
you wonder about now.
I got to tell you right now, I didn't even think about this till just now. All of those anti-Tib guys that he wears the team out, they must be loving Mike Brown. They get right. We're load managing, maybe. Yeah.
Before the season even starts.
Tibbs was killing our guys.
No.
He was ruining us. Oh, they must be loving this.
I want my favorite players to not play. That's how I like my guys.
No,
Healthy and sitting.
So there is a little feeling of like wake me up in April. And I don't like that.
Oh, God, this is a Yankee thing all over again.
But
This is the Yankee thing all over again. Nothing matters until we get to April. Are the Knicks really in that Yankee verse right now where the regular season, yeah, been there, done that, 50 wins, yeah, whatever. It's like 90 wins for the Yankees. Yeah, 90 wins, whatever.
No, they're
It's
clearly
what
not-
you do in October, just like it's, let me see what you're doing in April. Is it the same thing?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's much more strategic, and it's more Mike Brown knows this is a war of attrition. I need this team to be in a certain place when it's time.
Yeah,
So we're going to be smart
Great,
with it, but I still don't like it
But
tonight.
dude, again, I don't want to get into the economics, but it's not like they're discounting the tickets tonight, okay? Regular season still matters to some extent, right?
Oh, I'm
the Garden
sure.
fans love this team. They want to be entertained. I get the goal.
I'm going to look this up.
And every fan understands that, but damn, it's opening night, man.
What are you
Tim
talking-
Legler is
Look at
going to
these
join us
tickets.
coming up next. We'll get his thoughts on this
Legs
because
is great.
Legs is great, and Legs was a gamer. He'll have an opinion on this and the
yeah.
Knicks overall. And we've got Monica McNutt's going to be joining us, Bernard King, John Starks, Pat O'Keefe.
A lot of
We're
Commander
here
fans coming on the show
till
today.
6:30, and then the Knicks and Cavs on our air tonight. It's on for real. Don Hahn and Rosenberg live from Stout on ESPN New York.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Shop new fall offers at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease a 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $199 per month or finance for 2.9% APR for 36 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-5S for as low as $229 per month or finance for 2.9% APR for 36 months. Plus, enjoy 1 year of complimentary Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
Listen up, football fans. Never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law. And you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to start off in Jersey Turnpike southbound. If you're heading into East Brunswick, stick with the car lanes if you can. Serious collision in the truck lanes right before interchange 9 for Route 18. You're backed up to 287 and 440 in Edison. Accident on the LIE eastbound right after the Cross Island in Queens. Backed up there from the BQE. Watch out for a broken down car on the FDR southbound right lane out right after the Midtown Tunnel. Add that to the volume. You're hitting the brakes from the Triborough on down. Best of it's the outbound George Westside Highway in Henry Hudson. Inbound George roadwork on the upper deck, about a 5 to 10 minute ride. Outbound Lincoln already about 15 to 20. Outbound Hahn already 30 to 40. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Jacob is speaking my language today. There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5 S Select for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S059571, MSRP $31,915, zero security deposit, ends 10/31/25. One of the best things about the NBA season is we get to talk on a regular basis with Tim Legler, and he joins us here on opening night on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, Tim? Happy opening night.
Gentlemen, what's happening, man? What's happening? I'm excited to be in your town.
Legs, this is great. So Tim Legler has, first of all, done something at ESPN that people have been begging for.
Okay.
And it's not just to put him on the big show with the three-man booth with Mike Breen. That's something that looked like it was an obvious thing to do, and it's a great – I'm looking forward to it, although, Legs, not listening tonight. Sorry, I'll be a little busy. But he has brought the telestrator back in a way that we haven't seen with NBA coverage.
Really?
He is a wizard with this thing. It's unreal. The czar of the telestrator. Remember that nickname that Marv had for Fratello? I think we have a new czar. You got to see his sit-downs with coaches, and he's doing telestrators. Legs, you got to admit that's probably the most fun you have when you get to pull that thing out.
Whoa.
Yep. And start diagramming.
Interview is this?
I did pause for effect. I did pause for effect.
I know his nickname's Legs, but chill out, bud.
Yeah. Look, when you get a chance to sit down and like get in the minds of these coaches and try to explain to people and give them a little bit of insight into what goes into steps they're trying to create, what goes on in a play that you might not be looking at with your naked eye as a fan. And we're going to try to break down it in a way to make, so now you understand the next time you watch it, kind of what they're trying to accomplish with different sets and who's where on the floor. That's like the best part of the job, man. I've always kind of viewed the game, I think, through a coach's lens. So it gives me an opportunity to do that with those guys. It was fantastic. I sat down with almost every head coach. I think we only missed a couple out of the 30. And these are they're like short formats on social right now of the film work, but there's like longer interviews with these guys I did that talks about their backgrounds, their influences, their teams this year, their teams last year. All that stuff are in longer format on NBA TV. They're putting those together and lumping them together for longer shows, which has been great too.
You're an NFL guy. I know you love to watch your Commanders, but you follow the NFL stuff, and we see it so much in the NFL. How much of that was an influence on you saying, I want to bring this to NBA coverage?
Well, there's no doubt. Listen, over the years, I always was the guy that they'd hand the iPad to, and you do some touch screens. I do it on Van Pelt after the games. People saw a lot of that. I would do some on like Get Up in the morning shows. But then I'd be sitting at home and I'd watch my buddy Dan Orlovsky up there, and they had all these like better toys. And I'm like, wait a second, these NFL guys get all these incredible gadgets, man. So he and I would text each other, back and forth and having some fun with that. And so, yeah, they're trying to constantly push the envelope and try to get more technology behind it. Now, we don't quite have yet. I am hoping that we're going to be building toward it throughout the season where I can do some of that stuff during the game courtside in live action would be phenomenal. And it's obviously much tighter. You've got much smaller windows than you would in studio. So it's not the easiest thing to pull off, but I think it's something now with myself being there, they really want to try to utilize. And I think they're going to be constantly pushing us toward that place where, hey man, at some point, hopefully sooner than later, you can be watching a game and instead of just talking about it in a replay, I can actually kind of walk you through it the same way I do when I get an iPad to do a touchscreen.
Love it.
So, Legs, I looked up at this TV yesterday when we were doing the show, and I saw you talking to Kerr. Warriors go out yesterday, get a 10-point win in L.A. Obviously, we're going to get to some Knicks stuff with you, too, but since we are celebrating the start of the whole NBA season, what do you expect from the Warriors this year? Is this another year where they could really kind of make a run of it? Because I have to imagine, we all know the window is closing on this iconic team. Is there a chance they really could make a play for it this year?
Yeah, I think they're back in it, and I think I'd put them in the same category with Denver in this regard. You have these two, generational players, Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic, two of the greatest of all time. And you always wonder, Jokic got his one ring, obviously Curry's won 4, but you wonder, will you be able to hit the reset button to a great enough degree while these guys are still at the top of their game to make another run at it? And you really don't know. I think Golden State and Denver have both done that with what they've done in the offseason. And I think for Golden State, it was fairly quiet. Al Horford's a massive acquisition. I think he's going to really be an important player for them. But they've got Jimmy Butler for an entire year. Steph Curry looks incredibly energized. They got the Kuminga situation, at least for now, kind of sorted out. He played very well last night. Their depth is stronger than it's been. They have added a veteran piece in Al Horford, who's a connector, and they've still got Curry at the top of his game. I think Golden State is back in the mix to potentially contend in the Western Conference. Now, what does that mean? It's all relative to Oklahoma City. I mean, honestly. So you say, can they be the last team standing against Oklahoma City? That's really what we're talking about, and I think they've put themselves on the short list of teams that can do that.
We're talking to Tim Legler as we get ready for Knicks and Cavs tonight, 6:30 coverage here on ESPN New York. We open the show with this, and we get that Mitchell Robinson has to be protected and that load management now entered the Knicks sphere with Mike Brown. But opening night, Tim, I understand the regular season doesn't hit the way it used to, and they've got bigger fish to fry come April, May, and possibly June. But shouldn't opening night be special and have them load management another game?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with the load management concept for opening night. I mean, because you basically can handle training camp any way you want to with the guy. So, to have him like ready to go and fresh for opening night, you would think that would be the case. I just listen. I think there's going to be an overabundance of caution for a couple of reasons. One, the importance of Mitchell Robinson to this team. And you saw it even in the postseason last year in limited minutes, like what this guy is capable of doing and changing games with his offensive rebounding, with his ability to protect the rim. He's such a massive difference maker for the Knicks. So that's one reason. The other is all of the attention that the Knicks have gotten over the last few years about guys breaking down and not being available when you need them and not being deep enough. So I think Mike Brown is probably, and the organization are probably going to err on the side of caution all year with these guys and try to utilize the depth as much as they can and preserve. That's going to be the goal, I think, for a guy like Mitchell Robinson. So he's upright and ready to go on April 15th. I think that's going to be the ultimate goal for them. Now, having said all that, I totally agree with you. It's surprising the approach would be load management opening night. I totally agree with you on that.
Legs, this was a top 3 offense last season, a high-efficiency offense for most of the season. They back-to-back 50 wins. They make a coaching change. Mike Brown comes in, and sometimes you would say, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Mike Brown wants to fix it. And he's all about up-tempo. He wants to play faster. He thinks that he can get even more out of this offense. What are you expecting from that point of view?
Yeah, look, they had a very highly ranked offense a year ago. I think what this is about with Mike Brown and all the narrative around the pace, you hear that word a lot. You hear playing up-tempo. You hear, I think, the ball changing sides of the floor, touching more guys' hands on a given possession. I think all of that stuff's going to be important when you get to the playoffs because it's one thing to have a dynamic offense and you look at the metrics, and by all accounts, the Knicks had one in the regular season. That's different than winning 3 straight rounds and getting to the finals against a team that can adjust to you every night, a team that can prepare for you and when they're going to blitz you. And if you're a ball-dominant team with a lot of your offense generation coming out of the point guard spot with that much time of possession for one player, it's a lot easier for a team in the postseason when they're preparing for you game after game and making adjustment after adjustment to limit that offensive efficiency. And now what do? How are you going to figure out a way to counter that? And can a ball move enough at that point where guys are comfortable going and making plays? I think Mike Brown wants Jalen Brunson to have to work less in the course of a game. So it doesn't look as arduous and as grinding as it does some nights when he's got the ball as much as he does. I really think that's the main tweak we're talking about. You're still going to rely on Brunson and Towns and two-man game and all of that. You have to. Those guys are that good at it. I just think he'd like to see him dominate the ball a little bit less so that they're more prepared in the postseason when the ball is taken out of his hands a little bit more because you're playing only against one team, the New York Knicks, and you're figuring out a way to just decrease their efficiency a little bit. I think that's what this is about. I'm as curious as anybody to see what that looks like in the regular season and how different I think, if any, it is for Jalen Brunson, because I do think there's a little bit more there that you can get if you approach it the way I just described.
Who's the biggest threat to stop the Knicks from going to the finals?
It's definitely the Cavs, the 2 teams playing tonight. So I look at the East this way. There's 2 known commodities when they're healthy, and both of these teams are banged up at the start of the year. Josh Hart's a little bit banged up, Mitchell Robinson we talked about, and then the Cavs, no Darius Garland, no Max Strus. So both teams aren't at full strength, so you're not going to see that tonight. But these are the 2 known commodities in the Eastern Conference. I expect these 2 teams to be 1 and 2 in the regular season standings, barring some sort of major injury to one of these teams. And in the Cavs case, they might even be deep enough to withstand that. These are the 2 teams. And then you've got that next group, right? And now, to me, I label them this way. The X-Factor teams. Those are Philly and Milwaukee because they've got Giannis, they've got Embiid. If Embiid can stay healthy and play X number of games, Paul George. Philadelphia has enough talent to make this very interesting. Milwaukee still has Giannis Antetokounmpo last I looked. So those are like the X-Factor teams. Then and Atlanta I would put in that category because they've got a mixture of vets and young guys. And they've made strides. A lot of people maybe higher on them than I am going into the year. And then you've got Detroit and Orlando. those are the two teams that are young. They defend. They've added offense, getting Jaden Ivey back, adding Desmond Bain in Orlando. Those teams look like they're going to take a big step forward, take a big bite out of the East this year. And then I think the other two teams you'd mentioned would be Indiana, Boston, dealing with injuries. Still going to be tough, but clearly have taken a step back. That's kind of how I lay out the East. But the two teams at the top, clearly the Cavs and the Knicks.
Who's more likely to sort of surprise and be a pain in the ass, for lack of a better word, between the Celtics and the Pacers?
I would say probably Indiana. Because I think Indiana, look, Tyrese Halliburton is the engine for them, but I think there's a lot of nights Tyrese Halliburton plays like a quieter game.
Yep.
And they still would find a way to win those games. And they still have Pascal Siakam. They've got Nembhard now that's going to take on a bigger role handling the ball. I think some of the other guys that were banged up last year now, they get back. Isaiah Jackson comes back into the fold. Mathurin is going to be healthy to start the year. I just think people think that, no Halliburton, well, there goes their offense. I disagree. They're used to winning. They're used to finding ways to win. And I think for the most part, they have guys that can do the best they can to replicate what Halliburton brings to the table. For Boston, I just think that's going to be tough. The way that they play, not only not having Tatum to create better-looking threes, which is the shot they love to take, you're also talking about Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and Kristaps Porzingis, not there. So this is a much different Celtics team. So I would probably say Indiana would look closer to what they were a year ago than Boston.
Now, Tim, if you were to rank the NBA teams going into the season, how deep on your list would you go before you hit the Knicks?
Well, I'm kind of on the record as saying I think whoever comes out of the West is going to be favored to win the whole thing, no matter who comes out of the East. So that means that either it's Oklahoma City going for a repeat. If someone's good enough to knock them off, then that's the team you're going to expect to win the title, whether that's Denver or Houston or Golden State if they can get there. Minnesota's been to the last two conference finals. Maybe it's them. If somebody's able to get through OKC, that's the team that's going to be favored. So you'd probably go 4 deep in the West at least before you would start talking about the Eastern Conference teams.
Wow.
So I would say, Knicks 5, 6, somewhere in there is probably where you'd rank them in the overall NBA hierarchy, because all of those teams at the top of the West got better. You can make an argument they're all better. And that's pretty incredible statement when you consider how tough the West was last year.
Yeah, it's what you want to do is get through the East without too much wear and tear, because you expect it to be less of an arduous road than it would be in the West. So for you, again, you had a great career as a player. You were one of the great sharpshooters in the history of the game, but you love the game a lot. The fact that you now are on the A-team, on ESPN, you're calling the game tonight at the Garden, you, Richard Jefferson, and sitting next to the Hall of Famer Mike Breen. I know this is special for you. What does it mean for you tonight, just going into this game and into this call?
Well, first, I'm just unbelievably blessed and excited to be sitting next to Mike Breen and Richard Jefferson to do this, first of all. I mean, Mike Breen is a legend, one of the greatest play-by-play guys in any sport, any team sport that's ever lived. And now I'm sitting right next to him, getting ready to take this on. And then Richard, who has been now with us for a while, was on this exact same seat a year ago. He and I have a great relationship. We're building chemistry all the time, spending more time together. I'm just blessed and honored to be there. But I think what it is for me, man, this is my 25th year at ESPN. Wow. And it's pounding the rock every day with your preparation and with your content and your delivery, and just trying to always be very consistent in delivering like all these years. So now you feel like, hey, man, certain things kind of aligned, and you feel validated in a lot of ways, man. You feel validated that a lot of people seem to like my style and what I'm bringing to it, and I'm going to do my part to not screw this up. And hopefully we make a great team, and we're going to grow throughout the year, man. We're going to get better each and every night out the more reps we get together.
No, you're going to be amazing. Now,
just 3 buttons down, though.
Well, that's what my question was going to be. It's opening night, so Richard Jefferson, say there are 6, 7 buttons on his shirt. How many does he actually button?
Well, for a game, he goes to the top.
Yeah, he changes it up on the game. On TV, it's there. When he's at a desk, though, Tim,
what does that tell you?
It's unreal.
Well, there's no question. If he and I were doing like all NBA Today together all year, I would have to be in the gym working on my pecs because then you got to go in shirtless some days.
No, it's crazy
to try to compete. Yeah,
it's so far. It goes from being a shirt to being a scoop neck blouse. Let's be honest. It's we've never seen anything like this before. Now, Legs. Before we go, we talked NBA, a huge career achievement.
Oh, here we go.
Let's talk about what truly matters.
Oh no.
How close are we to saying, let's just rest number 5 and not really pursue this year? Like I'm at the point now where if they get blown out by Kansas City on Monday, do you keep trotting this kid out week after week, like in earnest, trying to go for it? Because I'm concerned.
I'm sick to my stomach over the whole situation because every single time now that he gets hit, I'm holding my breath, wondering if he's going to get up. This is the third injury he's had in a year and a half to miss time. Now, I would say this. I'm not really go that far because they're different stylistically, but the bottom line is this. He gets hit too much for a guy that's built the way he's built. He just can't sustain it with how slightly built he is. And so here we go. And I'm, of course, the idiot. I saw the schedule come out this year, and I targeted, you know what? 2 iconic road games this year on our schedule.
Green Bay and Kansas City, huh?
That's right. Lambeau was but that was too early in the year. It was like the Thursday right after week 1, and it was midweek. It just wasn't good for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Kansas City. So I will be there on Monday night.
Oh, I respect this.
All right.
And I'm hoping Van Pelt will be there. My boy Scott will be there. They're doing the pregame show from there, and I hope they take it easy on me because I'm going out there and I kind of feel like I'm headed to a bloodbath. With our defense, the way they look, no Jaden Daniels. This could be, and we first of all, we typically don't play well on national TV on night games. So my expectations are low. You know, I'm all in though. I love the team.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one last thought before they kill me for us talking about this for too long. One last thing. I'll say this: sneaky prediction. If McLaurin and Debo play, it might be even more important than having Jaden, because if they have Jaden and no receivers, we have no chance. I'll take my chances with Mariota if he at least has the full complement of weapons. But have a good time. I'll be thinking about you, my friend. Good luck. God bless.
Appreciate it. And 100% agree with you, by the way, about the receiver point. We got to get those guys back on the field. Mariota can do a serviceable job.
All right, Tim. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Tim Legler on ESPN. Everyone's going to be watching MSG, but if you do swing over to ESPN, Tim does a tremendous job. Let's see how you're feeling about the Knicks. 1-800-919-3776. Monica McNutt's going to be joining us. Bernard King, John Starks, Pat O'Keefe. We got a big show up until 6:30. Then it's Knicks basketball right here. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. Know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Long Island is brewing some spooky fun at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. We're celebrating this October for our $50,000 Witchy Wednesdays drawing. Be here on Wednesday, October 1st, 15th, and 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. when 2 winners will be drawn every hour to pick a witch's hat and win up to $5,000 cash. Club members can conjure up to 5 times entry multipliers. Fly over to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $40 a month. That's right, lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code F&H. That's promo code F&H. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
They say a full marathon is the ultimate test. For me, it's more than a race. It's a milestone I once thought impossible. Michelle Smallman here, and I'm running my very first marathon in New York City with the support of Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assists powered by Parity. Together, we're empowering girls and women through sports and education with grants to 32 organizations in 21 states. Every step I take is for the finish line and for the next generation chasing their dreams. Here's to 26.2 miles and a future with no limits.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
All right, well, listen up, guys. Got to talk to you about my friends over at BetterHelp, all right? October 10th was World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the U.S., and BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and then their 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. So this World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've made millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We're hyped up about the Knicks, and I know it's a basketball day, but I wanted to just take this moment. We got the phone lines open at 1-800-919-3776. How hyped are you about the season? How disappointed are you that it seems like they are not as hyped as you are, unfortunately, with the load management? But we just found out word that Larry Brooks is stepping away from the New York Post and his coverage of the Rangers because he's fighting through an illness. So we wish him nothing but the best. He's a Hall of Famer. He's always been great to me in my career. I give the New York Post a tremendous amount of credit. There's a lot of companies that are kind of tapping out of covering teams and the expense of it all, but Larry and Molly Walker for the New York Post, they're at every game. They work their tail off to get the information out there, and we haven't seen Larry at the Garden or on the road at all. He always scaled back the road in recent years anyway, but to not see him around is kind of tough, and we just got word that he has stepped away officially, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But I know you know Larry very well.
Very well.
I do, of course, so we're going to wish him nothing but the best.
I consider him a mentor of mine when I started, again, in covering the NHL. He was one of the first people I kind of looked at and said, okay, this guy does it right, and follow him along. And he's been one of these guys that I always like a standard. He sets a standard because, he's aggressive, but he's fair. He is a historian of the league. He does his homework. Like, there was so much about Larry Brooks that I looked up to as a young sports writer, and I stayed in touch with him even after leaving the NHL coverage, moving over to the NBA. I would still check in, and he was always kind enough to check in with me even after I left the newspaper business and got into broadcasting. I reached out to him earlier just to give him my thoughts and support. And, he sent back because he's a tough guy, he sent back a very positive message about how I'll be back. It might be a minute, but I'll be back. And just want to send positive vibes his way because hockey's not the same in New York without him covering it.
Of course, he worked for the Devils. He was working for the Devils when eating another donut fat boy, the whole Don Koharski thing. There's actually footage of that happening where you see a young Larry Brooks there, and then, of course, did color with Chris Moore on radio for years. And
he was also he was the one that asked Mark Messier before Game 6 against the Devils about the game and using the "will win" as the back page.
That's right.
From the quote.
One
that
of
was
the famous
Larry.
guarantees of all time. So Legs brought up, Orlando, Detroit as possible threats. I just wonder if with Tatum and Halliburton out and Milwaukee going through their troubles with health, same thing with Cleveland, do an upstart team like the Pistons, who got exposure last year in the postseason, the Magic, do they become the Knicks from last year and treat the regular season different and try to take advantage of this and go, you know what? We're going to go out and we're going to try to take advantage and see if we can finish a little higher and give ourselves a better chance in the postseason, or do they just have a like mind of everybody else?
It sounds good, but I think the Knicks were the only team that played that way last year. They were the only team that just showed up every night and our 5 starters are going. The Knicks went 55 games into the season before they had 2 starters out of the lineup. Like, they just played their first 11 games, same starting 5. Like, they played every night. They showed up every night, back-to-backs. They played everybody. It just was a mindset. It was different. The rest of the league doesn't do this. Orlando has gone through so many injuries over the last couple of seasons with their young players, including Jalen Suggs, who's going to probably miss the start of the season. And he's a big piece of what they do defensively at the point of attack. So I can't see Orlando grinding their players just so they can set it. And Detroit, Cade Cunningham was a guy who missed a whole season with injury. They're not going to run him into the ground either. I just think this is a mentality in the NBA that in New York with Tom Thibodeau, they didn't embrace, but with Mike Brown here, and Mike Brown spent a lot of time in Golden State as an assistant, I think he has picked up a lot of the trends of the league, and they don't value the regular season the way Tom Thibodeau lived game to game.
Now, we've got guests coming up over the next 2.5 hours before Knicks coverage begins. Monica McNutt's going to be joining us coming up at 4:30. Bernard King's going to be here. John Starks is going to be here. Pat O'Keefe is going to be here. But it's Wednesday, and Wednesday we do the list. We usually do it at 4:30, but the guests are going to come fast and furious. So
how am I going to feel about today's list?
How about coming up the list? I think you're going to feel the way we feel about it. Excited, frustrated, conflicted.
Yes.
It was a beast. I took on.
I hear you guys chatting about it, but I haven't been able to glean anything yet.
Well, you know what? You're going to glean coming up next. We're live at Stout, having some fun, hanging out until 6:30. Then it's Knicks basketball. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code SportsBeat. That's promo code SportsBeat. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's Don Hahn and Rosenberg, Knicks season opener broadcast live from Stout, and it's brought to you by Sun Cruiser, a proud partner of the New York Knicks, ready to let the good times cruise.
Oh, you're right.
Then you need Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea, real vodka, and no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. Getting ready for the season opener against the Cavaliers. Coverage will begin at 6:30, so Bernard King is on his way, should be here momentarily. Monica McNutt also on her way. John Starks, Pat O'Keefe, and we're really blowing this up because there's a lot of hype around this season. And because we got the guests coming and it's Wednesday, it's time for the list, which is driven by Ramsey Mazda. So I was thinking, we've been talking about the Knicks pretty much all summer. It's been hyped up, especially when we found out that Tatum and Halliburton are done for the year, that everybody's been talking about the Knicks and really getting excited about it. So I started thinking, what are some of the most hyped seasons in recent memory where you were pumped for the start of the season for a New York team? Through the roof pumped.
The top 5 most hyped teams. Well,
like the coverage was over the top, the expectations, the anticipation. It was just look. There was one a couple of years ago. Me as a Jets fan endured.
Oh yeah. So obviously we got to get to the Aaron Rodgers year one.
Yeah, I mean,
there?
It's there. And I have it at number 1 just because it's all we talked about that entire summer, Peter. You remember on the K Show. Rodgers this, Rodgers that. Fans were going through the roof. It was incredible. That, to me, has to be number 1. Obviously did not live up to the hype, but no question the hype for Jet fans going into that season was off the charts. Any other guesses?
Yes, absolutely. The 93-94 Knicks.
93-94 Knicks I have at number 5. Why? Because all anybody talked about was that Jordan was done. And with Jordan out of the league, and of course the Knicks couldn't get by Jordan, well, now Jordan's gone, so the Knicks should be able to get by him.
It's wide open.
They
This
got
sounds
by
familiar.
him, couldn't get by Olajuwon, but did go to the final. That was a hype season. That is number 5. So you've got 1 with the Jets 23, Knicks 93-94 at number 5. So we've got 2, 3, and 4.
How about 96 Yankees?
96 Yankees I do not have on the list. It's a great honorable mention. Change over to Joe Torre. But the problem was it wasn't so much the hype of the Yankees. It was why hire Joe, clueless Joe. That was what was the headline.
It was like
in the
negative.
boat. There was a
hype.
negative hype.
Yeah.
But 95 they were good. They teased you thought they could get there.
But they were disappointed at Joe Torre, and they were disappointed that Mattingly retired, and they didn't love Tino Martinez. So there was more of a negative vibe around the Yankees than a positive one.
95 Rangers. I don't know. I'm throwing things out.
Well,
That's actually not bad.
No, they won the Stanley Cup, but no, other hype teams that I have, since we've got 5, I'll give you 4, is the 2010 Jets. 2010 Jets come off the championship game the year before, and then they bring in LaDainian Tomlinson, one of the best running backs in football, right? And they go out and get Santonio Holmes after what he was able to do in the Super Bowl, maybe one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. So now it's on, and people thought that they were going to take the next step. And listen, they won 2 more regular season games but lost in the championship game. So I've got that at 4. Number 3, how about the 99 Jets? Coming off the championship game, hoping healthy Vinny Testaverde, Bill Parcells in his 3rd year. And then I saw what happened with Vinny's Achilles, but a very, very high
Who's
year.
the last team?
And number 2.
No, like what actual team? Before you give me the year, which sport is it in?
Baseball.
88 Mets.
Not the 88 Mets. The 92 Mets.
Ah.
The 92 Mets brought in Jeff Torborg, who had 2 winning seasons in Chicago. They were hype around that. They go out and get Brett Saberhagen. They go out and get Bobby Bonilla.
Oh, that's a big one.
And it ended up being the worst team money can buy. Vince Coleman was picked up the year before, and it was a complete dud. But the hype going into that season, I remember as a Met fan, having all those great players. I remember they still had David Cohn. They still had Sid Fernandez. They still had remnants from those late 80 teams.
Yep.
So the feeling was we finally got a manager. We finally got stars in Bonilla and Saberhagen to go along with Doc Gooden, to go along with a great pitcher like Sid Fernandez, and it completely
And in the
bottomed
end,
out.
hot garbage.
There's so many. So that's the 5. 5, the 94 Knicks. 4, the 10 Jets. 3, the 99 Jets. 2, the 92 Mets. And also you had the 23 Jets. Also another team that was hyped up, Yankees, when they got Stanton in 2018. Changed the managers in Aaron Boone.
Yep.
That's an honorable mention. The 86 Giants coming off the loss to the Bears the year before. It looked like championship or bust for them. The 92 Rangers went out and got Mark Messier during the offseason, and there was a lot of hype around them. So there's a lot of different teams. It's why the list was so difficult. But good job not being from New York.
I
for a
thought
lot
I
of
threw
that.
out some
Then you
decent guesses.
then you took a knee on the
we'll
95 Rangers, but that's all right.
We'll put the list on social media, and you can argue with each other.
Oh, you're definitely going to argue about that. The list is driven by Ramsey Mazda. It's the experience of driving a new Mazda and buying a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. One of the great players of all time for the New York Knicks. He's Bernard King. It's a pleasure that he was able to come here on what's a special day here on opening day of the season. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, welcome to Stout. Welcome to the 25-26 season for the New York Knicks. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to an exciting season. It should be fantastic. Let's go Knicks all the way. That's the way I look at the season. So I'm excited about it and glad to be here with you guys.
First and foremost.
And hold on a second. I got to mention, I'm a Hall of Fame baby.
Oh, well, yes.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, Bernard King. There's no question about that. It always precedes you when you walk into every room from now on. When you consider like last year's team and the success they had, especially offensively, that was one of the best offensive teams in the league. And then Mike Brown now is the new coach, and he wants to see them play a different way. He wants to see them play more up-tempo, a little faster. How do you feel about the change in philosophy?
You know, obviously, it's going to take some time for the players to adjust to a different style, a new coach, and a new system. But you're looking at veteran players in terms of Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns and Hart and Bridges. These guys have been around. So the starting 5 is basically intact from last year. And then you've improved the bench. So the bench is going to be very significant moving forward. So, you know, having those guys deliver when necessary is going to be very, very helpful. But I'm excited about it. Obviously, you know, the defense is going to take time for that to come together as well and for that team to mesh.
Did you think there was any chance that they'd go out and pursue anyone bigger, or do you sort of expect it would be just about improving depth this offseason?
Well, at this point, at the beginning of the season, I don't look for the Knicks to make any significant changes. Obviously, with the addition of Clarkson, he's going to be very important to be able to deliver points for the club off the bench. Hopefully, he's back at that point in this season. This guy was a sixth man of the year at one point during his career. So, hopefully we'll get that type of offensive production from him. But I think it's going to be an exciting season, and certainly the fans of New York deserve that, and they're looking forward to it.
When you heard the rumors about Giannis, was that something that interested you? Did you want them to pursue that?
Well, it's not a question of, whether they should have pursued it. I think Karl Anthony Towns in the position that he's in at, forward center, along with Brunson, and now they're having the depth coming in off the bench. These guys are positioned to do something really terrific during the playoffs. But the season is 82 games long. And, every team in the league would love to have Giannis. Okay, let's be realistic. Yeah. He's a transcendent player. But I think with the current roster, they have what's necessary really to have a terrific year.
It's funny, and Bernard knows this better than anybody because from his experience here in New York, having great success, then he has a devastating injury and does something that nobody ever did, which comes back from that injury when he did. And you talk about anticipation. I remember it as a kid. Wait, the Knicks just drafted Patrick Ewing, and we got the best scorer in the NBA, and he's coming back, and all I'm thinking of is these two guys are going to be killers together. Like, this is going to be something. But, of course, the best laid plans, there's this change in philosophy. There's this thought that, well, I don't think Bernard's going to be able to play this way, and then we never get to see it. Sometimes you just don't want to mess with something that could be a good thing. I've asked Patrick about this. I know I've asked you about this, but for those who haven't heard this story before, like, you guys never actually were on the court together. You were on stationary bikes together at one time. But, like, how much does that bother you, even to this day, to think what you two could have been in the Eastern Conference?
Well, it's something that Patrick and I share amongst ourselves every time we see one another. And I believe, and certainly during that era of Patrick being such a dominant force that he was, and when he entered the league, no one expected him to have the offensive skill sets that he did. And he was such a dominant player on both ends of the floor. And I think had we been coupled together, well, no. I know had we been coupled together, we would have won a championship. That's how I look at it, and Patrick feels the same way as well.
Well, Bernard, I grew up, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm 46.
Okay.
So you probably know where I'm going.
I do.
I was about 10 or 11 years old when this man showed up and woke up basketball in our city. And that year was so special. You and Jordan battling for the scoring title. Can you just give me a little bit, any stories from that season? Because, I mean, it was special. You were going off every single night. Now, and we had some other good players on that Bullets team. You had Jeff Malone and John Williams. There were some good players there.
Absolutely.
Purvis Ellison. But you were a different sort of animal at that time. What can you tell me about that great run you had in Washington?
Well, I had a lot to prove to myself when I joined the Washington Bullets. I had to prove that I could get back to that all-star, all-pro level that I had been at with the Knicks here in New York. And so I worked awfully hard during the off-season to make that happen. Each year, there are always memorable games and highlight games that you distinctly remember from a season. And I think that I set the tone and we set the tone as a team the second game of the season when we faced the Chicago Bulls. They had just come off of the championship year. And at one point I remember Scottie Pippen was defending me throughout that game, and then all of a sudden Jordan decided to defend me. Or at least tried to defend me. And, as great as Jordan is, we all have certain, obviously, respect for him and, the greatest player I ever played against. But, he decided to take the assignment. And I remember he gave me a shot to my ribs as I was coming across the lane to try to slow me down. And I said to him, and I typically don't speak on the court, I said, Jordan, that's not your game. Please don't do that again. And I went out and got 23 points in the fourth quarter with Jordan defending me. And
I'm telling you, it was a special time.
Finished the game with 44. And wound up the year being the third leading scorer in the NBA. The other story I'll tell you about that year, I made the All-Star team.
I remember.
After building for 5 years to make the team. And I made the team. And where are we playing at the very next day after I make the team and that's announced? We're playing here at the Garden. Now, I love you Knicks fans, right?
No.
Love you Knicks fans.
I remember this night.
Now, I called my mother before the game, guys, and I said, Mom, don't be late. I'm getting 40 tonight.
Yep.
And we went out, Washington Bullets. We beat the Knicks here in New York City. I got 49 points, and we won the game. And I was on the foul line for points 48 and 49, and the Knicks fans stood up and gave me a standing ovation.
Oh, man.
I scored 23 points in the fourth quarter. So that's a highlight of that season.
I always go back. One of the great mistakes because they chased replacing you for Patrick for the next decade and never really, could do that. And that's something that I always think about when I think about that era. But a player that always recognized you that came later. And I think it's very important when, the next generations always look back and they have their idols and they talk about them. They appreciate the past and what players from the past did to set them up. As Walt Frazier always says, right? Like I'm standing on the shoulders of others who helped me get here. Is Carmelo Anthony. And speaking of Hall of Fame, also a Hall of Famer now as well.
Absolutely.
He always
deservedly so.
He always gave you credit. He always talked about you as one of his first basketball idols. To see him get into the Hall of Fame and join you and several other obviously Knicks, but especially because of that connection you two had from the day he got here. What did that mean for you?
Well, I am delighted that he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I saw his Hall of Fame speech. He's so deserving, and I've had opportunity over many, many years to spend time with him. He's flown me and my family to Puerto Rico to see him dedicate basketball courts. He used to fly me into New York every time he had a new edition of the Nike sneakers.
Yeah, wow.
And he's a great guy. And we did a commercial together with Boheem from Syracuse. And so we have a long-standing relationship. Melo is one of the greatest players that have played this game, and he's always been kind enough publicly to say I'm his basketball idol, which is very kind of him. But he adopted one move that I utilize every single night when I played. And he perfected it, and he improved upon it. But it's the move when we catch the ball, and I would catch the ball and put it over my shoulder. And if you watch Melo, you see that move, and he adopted that move. I would take the move and swing it down and then drive baseline. He added to that. He would bring it here and then swing it down low and then dribble left and then step back for that quick release on that jump shot. And so I used to see it every night when he played, and it was such a joy watching him during the course of his career.
I've told people this too. The first time I met you and you started telling me about footwork, and I'm like, where were you when I was in high school? But you obviously are somebody that mastered footwork. When you watch Jalen Brunson, despite the fact that he's a guard, how he plays off 2 feet and how he uses strength, much like you always did. You were a powerful player at his guard position. Do you have great appreciation for his ability to score at his size?
He's my favorite player, and what I love about Brunson is he understands the floor. He's done what I considered mastering the art of scoring, and that's what I did during my career. Yep. I mastered the art of scoring. He's mastered the art of scoring. He's going to get to the spot that he wants, and then he's going to give you that little bump, creating spacing, because all you need to do is create a little spacing to get the shot that he wants. And then on his spin dribble moves, he's just one of incredible players. He should have been MVP last year, I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
But he's one of the most incredible players in today's game, and I expect that he's going to have a tremendous year, although it's a somewhat of a transitional period of a new role for him. He's not going to have the ball in his hands as much as he did last year, which will not wear him down, so he'll be full strength and for the playoffs. And so, I'm looking forward to seeing how he's utilized, and he's just a great, great talent. I've had the chance to talk to him in the past, and just a great guy.
With the load management, with the adjustments to a new coach, do you think that'll come at the expense of some games in the regular season and might cost them a chance to be a top seed?
I don't know anything about load management.
Yeah. I know you don't.
Play with broken fingers.
Yes.
Okay.
You would not enjoy playing, I think, now.
No, I would. I certainly would enjoy playing now. I wouldn't be sent to the floor as frequently.
Right.
When I drove to the lane, I wouldn't get elbows as much coming across the lane. But I think you have to manage players according to how they're playing within the system. You have to manage them based on injuries. And when you have knick-knack injuries, that can lead to something greater. And so sometimes you have to recognize why a player is being held back, and I can appreciate that. But the style of play today, with the floor being open and the spacing that exists, utilizing the three-point line as often as teams like to do with the high pick and roll, it's a very exciting game. It's a very interesting game, and the fans worldwide love it. Certainly here in New York, I love it and we love it.
You're a fixture at the games. You're there pretty regularly.
Yes.
As so many of the legends are. It's one of my favorite things about Knick games. Who is the best legend to sit next to during a game? Who is the worst legend?
I think we know the worst.
Well, there can't be a best because they're all phenomenal guys. They're all phenomenal players. But when you sit next to Earl Monroe, when you sit next to Walt Frazier, when you sit next to those guys, that brings me back to my youth. That brings me back to being on the playgrounds. That brings me back to my dreaming of one day being a Knick. So those are the guys that I love being next to. And then obviously the others is Patrick and Melo.
But who's just the most annoying to sit next to? They're jumping out on the court. They're getting involved. They're screaming in your ear.
Don't you love it?
Well, I don't get to sit close, so I'm sure I'd be happy to sit next to any of them. I'm just trying to get, because we've heard LJ had some thoughts.
Yes.
I know he had some thoughts about Starks, how involved Starks likes to get in the game.
In fact, 3 weeks ago, I was at John Starks golf tournament for his foundation. But no, none of those guys are annoying, and they're enjoying the game, and that's
a pretty cool camaraderie that you like. That's not across every team in the league that you have that many players who come hang out.
I don't know of any other team in the NBA that brings back that size of group of players. 40 players last year they brought back at one time, including myself. Yeah. Over a period of 3 days, we had dinner together.
Wow.
We attended to 2 games. 2 games. And so that was fantastic. I remember doing Cedric Maxwell's podcast with the Boston Celtics the day after we beat them in the playoffs. And one of the things he remarked to me was that what he hopes the Celtics would do is emulate what the Knicks does in bringing back all the legends and former players and bring all of the players back together. And he would love to see that. No other organization in the league does that. And you have to take my hat off to Dolan and the whole front office and organization for doing just that.
It was an awesome sight to see when everybody got together.
Yes.
Other teams try to emulate it, but there's something that just is special about everybody that comes together from the different generations. It's really a lot of fun to see, and we get to see it again starting tonight.
Yeah, I even read a poem at that event.
Really?
I've been writing poetry. I wrote poetry as a young kid, and I continue to write in my adulthood. I was an introvert growing up, and it was a way to express myself. And I still do that today, so I read a poem.
What was the poem about? I won't ask you to read it here if you're not comfortable. But what was the poem
Why
about?
wouldn't I be comfortable?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you know what? If you feel free.
I got 3 Emmys for broadcasting, man.
Let's hear it.
Well, then let's hear it. I want to hear it right now.
Hey, do you want to hear it? That's the question.
Yeah, of course.
Come on, that's lukewarm.
Yeah,
do you want to hear it?
It's a poem from Bernard
right.
King, for God's sake. Here we go.
All right, let me pull this up. Just give me a moment, may I?
Yes,
while
please.
you do that, I will remind everybody that MSG Networks is all over opening night. We got a special 1-hour pregame show from 6 to 7 p.m. That's right. I got to run over to the Garden before 6. Tip-off on MSG is at 7 p.m., then full post-game show, reaction, interviews right after the game. Like I said, I'll be there. And, of course, we'll have Monica McNutt coming up. She's going to be part of that coverage as well. We will carry all the action as well right here on ESPN New York.
There you go.
Did I buy you enough time, sir?
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Listen, I'm seeing him go through his notes.
Patience is a virtue.
You just take your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patience
We wouldn't do this for anybody, but for you.
No, this is Bernard King.
This is only Hall of Fame treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
This does not happen for everyone.
Well, and how many Hall of Famers have the option of pulling out a poem that they've recently written to perform?
The crowd is captivated. We need to hear this, and it's but it's great. But I'm trying to think how many alumni will be at the game tonight. But it sounds like quite a few, and it's become a thing that other teams do try to copy around the league.
And I do have to give
it's not the same.
So the point Bernard made too, I have to give credit to Dolan because we give Dolan a lot of heat when he deserves it. Well, I certainly do. You got to give him credit. The alumni presence at Knicks games is a very cool thing.
Isn't it wonderful? All right, you ready?
Let's go.
All right. I call this B-ball. Life has been like the sounds of jazz. My game is like hip-hop, soothing and jarring, like abstract art in its rarest form. You have to study it for a while. Sounds only I can hear. You come back, for you're unsure of what you saw. Moving to the rhythm of my own beat. You see it when I run, jump, and dare to almost fly.
The voice makes it.
Bernard King, ladies and gentlemen.
The voice also makes it.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
As always.
Thank you.
Hall of Famer
Alan.
Bernard King, everybody.
Thank you,
Let him
guys.
feel
Appreciate
it.
you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
being
you.
here.
Hey, good luck this year. I look forward to watching. I'll be there to support. Go Knicks.
Monica McNutt, John Starks, Pat O'Keefe, all on the way. Don Hahn and Rosenberg live from Stout across from Madison Square Garden for Knicks Cavs right here on ESPN New York.
That was awesome. Hey, thank you. I didn't know what you had.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5 S Select for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S0595731. MSRP $31,915. Zero security deposit. Ends 10/31/25.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $40 a month. That's right, lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. No relief on the LIE eastbound in Queens. Still have a crash in the right lane right after the cross island involving a tractor-trailer. Been out there for over an hour. Traffic is jammed from right out of the Midtown Tunnel. Packed on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore from the Verrazano. After that, looking good at the Goethals Bridge getting into Jersey. But if you're making your way onto the southbound Turnpike, stick with the car lanes if you can. Still have this serious collision in the truck lanes by Interchange 9 for Route 18 in East Brunswick. Only one lane is getting by. You're crawling there from the Parkway. Inbound Georgia, about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks. Best of it's the outbound side, southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 20 to 30. Outbound Holland close to 45. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Score or win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Long Island is brewing some spooky fun at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. We're celebrating this October for our $50,000 Witchy Wednesdays drawing. Be here on Wednesday, October 1st, 15th, and 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. when 2 winners will be drawn every hour to pick a witch's hat and win up to $5,000 cash. Club members can conjure up to 5 times entry multipliers. Fly over to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Hey everybody, Alan Hahn here to tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. As you know, we updated a bath at our house. We converted a old tub into a gorgeous shower. It made a big difference. My sister liked it so much, she had a bath update as well. And it is a great company that I need to tell you about because Bath Fitter, they have a consultant that take you through a process. They have a free in-home consultation. You can pick out style, color, all the specifics, accessories. You update the bath, customize the way you want it. They offer all types of custom bath renovations. They have that unique PermaFit solution that my sister did. The watertight fit, no bubbles, no nothing. No money down, by the way. No payments, no interest, 18 months. No interest till April of 2027. As I told you, Bath Fitter, this is a permanent fit solution. It's done in one day, durable, easy to clean, no demolition, lower cost than a replacement, and the most important part here, everybody, lifetime guarantee. That's how much they believe in it, and you will too. You can trust the Bath Fitter team like we did, so start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
We're here at Stout, hanging out till 6:30 when our coverage begins for Knicks and the Cavs, and our radio coverage is the best in the league. Tyler Murray's amazing, and you also get a chance to hear and then sometimes even see on MSG and ESPN the great Monica McNutt. She joins us here live from Stout.
Hi, guys.
How are you, dear?
I'm good. Excited. Start of a new season. Let's do it.
You feeling good? You feeling? I haven't been feeling the Knicks audio I've been getting the last few days. It's been a little of a wet blanket.
Yeah. I think we gotta bear in mind that we're not gonna hoist the Larry O'Brien tonight.
That's right.
Right?
Why not?
It's a little bit of a, you gotta play.
Waited long enough.
Gotta play 81 more. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a marathon. I get it. But I think, too, like, as much as you appreciate, or I do, the equity and the chemistry that the core of this group has, a new coach is a big deal. And so you got to give it some time for everybody really to get on the same page and gel.
Well, I think let's start with Mitchell Robinson because that's what everybody's talking about. We know enough from last year. He missed a majority of the season. In fact, we thought he was coming back December. Nope. Maybe January. Nope. Like, it kept being pushed on. So this is a history with him. Going into this season, are you shocked that they're handling him the way they're handling him, which is No, there's no injury, but we're managing the issues that he's had in the past with the foot, and they're being overly cautious with him. Like, knowing him, I'm not shocked. But the fact that it's overnight is, opening night, is the part that has me like, tonight though?
Yeah, I understand that. I think, listen, you had something that worked. You decided you were moving on. You went to the antithesis, right? And so I think, again, we as fans, as folks that cover the team, are learning Mike Brown. I don't love it on opening night. I think that's why we've already seen some shuffling in the injury report since noon earlier today. But if you tell me that this is what has allowed me to have success or has protected my players in the past, and that's truly what he believes, like, I'd rather someone that's convicted as opposed to wavering.
So if I gave you 50, Mitchell plays 50 games, and he's healthy for the playoffs, but only 50 games.
Sign me up.
What if I told you 40 games?
No, I'm getting like, okay, what's going
You're a
on?
little worried. Like half a season,
Yeah.
but he's healthy for the playoffs.
I think what we have seen in the postseason is that when Mitchell Robinson is at his best, he makes that much of a difference.
Yep.
I don't love it, right? And you'd have to obviously keep everybody at bay in terms of him still being on the roster by the time you get to the postseason in that scenario. But if you told me that now, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, the ends justify the means.
And I'm fine with all that. It's just why opening night? And the only thing I can think of is Mike Brown's trying to tell the world, hey, relax. We're not going to win 65 games, all right? We're not going to break the record for most wins in a season, but we're going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
And that has to be the most, because what would be the big deal? Rest them against Boston, rest them over the weekend. But by doing it on opening night, it almost just sends the message that, hey, guys, relax. It's just the regular season.
It's 100% a statement, and I agree with that. And I think, too, as fun as the last couple of years have been, getting back to the playoffs and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, like, everybody, including new head coach, knows what's up this year. So let's go. Like, this is how we're going to do it, and we're not going to waver.
And maybe he doesn't care, but the one thing I would tell Mike Brown is the fans care.
Yeah.
So if you get off to a slow start, the media, the fans are going to get restless. Now, maybe you don't care because you're not going to pay attention to the noise, but Monica, how it is in New York. When you don't live up to expectations, that's the worst case scenario for a sports franchise in New York, not living up to expectations.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Don, but I think my observation so far, and I believe it when these guys say it, call me a little bit naive, the pressure is there internally for them, right? Of course, everybody knows New York is going to be impatient. The headlines, the conversation, all of that comes with it. But think about the guy that's leading this team on the court. At no point was he projected to be where he is now. He's literally a second-round pick. And so I think internally there's enough pressure, and again, that equity and that chemistry, there's enough want from this group to be successful that, the noise is occupational hazard is what comes with it. But I have no doubt that this group is going to do whatever they can to bring the promise back here.
Let me ask Alan and Monica this question. What do you guys think would play worse tomorrow? If everyone played and they lost opening night, or they're not at full strength and they lose opening night? Because there's an argument. If you want to hate on it, you can hate.
I'm with you. I think this is a great
because
question,
they haven't
Rosenberg.
beaten the Cavs.
Exactly.
They got swept last year.
So it's worse if everyone plays and they lose.
Yeah. So, I mean, and listen, honestly, this is obviously a Knicks program, but the Cavs are in the same position. Who cares about your 65 wins? Like, you choked when it mattered.
Second round.
Right?
Yep.
So I think, again, I'm with Don. We're making a statement. We're going about this with the very clear goal of the postseason, and getting to the finals is what matters. And so you take with it what comes with it.
Yeah, it just bothers me as a fan because you want to have a regular season. I mean, the regular season should matter. I understand you got bigger fish to fry, but for you, covers the team every single game, and you're going to traveling. You want the games to have some sort of meaning.
But we're going from one extreme to another.
Are we?
It has to matter because you don't want a trash seed. The regular season is going to matter.
Right.
The first 2 weeks, right? But the regular season is going to matter. Christmas Day game here in the Garden, y'all know what that feels like. It's going to matter. January, MLK Day, it's going to matter. And you can only get but so far back.
In the summer, I would have said opening day would have mattered.
I think a Wednesday night against the Hornets in February
there's enough of those games.
It doesn't matter.
And we all, but listen, okay, so if he's available on Friday and you get a great win and it looks good, are you okay? Is it a wash?
Well, it's opening night.
Not if he doesn't play on Sunday.
We're here at Stout on opening night.
I get it.
I'm not saying it selfishly. I'm just that people are all packed. They're hyped the whole summer of watching the Yankees, the Mets disappoint. Football sucks. We want basketball, man.
My comments have literally been like, how are you not healthy opening night? I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Well, and you asked the question, so is it all good if you win Friday? I've been.
It's all good if you win tonight, and they can win.
And they
tonight.
can. No, and
we're
they,
acting like they have no chance.
And you're right. And they do have a chance. And the Cavs are short also, so you never know if they can win tonight. But it's funny because I've been saying all for the last few weeks. I'm like, hey, you never know. The Celtics, you never know. They have a head coach who's going to go for it. I looked at their depth chart yesterday. The Knicks are expecting to win Friday night. They are thinking they're winning Friday night. I mean, Jaylen Brown's day to day. They might trot out. It may look like something we never seen before.
Jaylen Brown's playing Friday night.
Oh, no, he's definitely playing Friday.
On one leg, he's playing. You saw his comments about losing to the Knicks and listening to the fans and all that stuff. But, Monica, I wanted to go back to something that you were just mentioning about the leader of the team, and it's Jalen Brunson. So Mike Brown wants to change the way he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things. That's why there's a lot going on with this team. And it feels like last year, Anthony Towns trade blows up the training camp. They have really not had a consistent year-to-year thing in the last 3 years, but yet they've found a way by the end of the season to be a winning team that's making a playoff run. So now this change with Jalen Brunson, is this going to help him like Mike Brown thinks? Or do you think this might be one where at some point in the season you got to scrap and say, let the guy do what he does?
See, both. Initially, I do think it's going to be helpful. Because, again, we talk about, I use that word equity, right? Everything, while Jalen was fantastic, everything he's earned, he deserves. At no point was it easy, right? Like,
no, it was a grind.
If Jalen can get 8 easy, right? Just to mix it up, give the defenses a different look, give him a different look. I think that's a good thing. Y'all, as soon as we get to maybe not April, assuming seeding is straight, but it's by the time you get to playoffs, we're going back to the basketball we saw last year. Like, who are we kidding?
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, what are you talking about? You don't have that guy.
I think we're doing it. I think every night, if it's a close game, 5 minutes to go.
Let's go. Mr. Clutch for a reason, right?
Yeah, it's the Thibodeau playbook.
This is like, it's not A to Z, right? Like, it's going to be A, we can get to L, we can go back to D. Like, that's the nature of sport. Like, what does this matchup provide? Who's the hot hand? I do think, though, from what we've heard from Mike Brown, the opportunity to empower everybody to have an impact is there in a way that we had not seen previously. And that to me is the difference.
Yeah. Who benefits the most from Mike Brown being here?
I think potentially it's going to be your wingstop guys, personally.
Yep.
Flying up and down the court. And I know we're the same on this because we've on some other spaces together. I want to see what Ariel Hawkporty got. Like, I want to see
it. The big man thing with this team is going to be interesting to watch. And let's just have some fun with it. Yabusele's showing up almost 20 pounds over the weight he was last year.
280?
283.
He's solid. I've known hoopers like that.
Solid.
Solid.
It's really now become a thing. Where, like, come on. How does this play out? Come on. How does this play out is all I'm saying. Because you sign with a team where the coach wants to play up tempo and you're 18 pounds heavier than you were the year before. That normally doesn't work. I am so curious about what everybody's excited about his addition to this team, and you should on paper you should, but he's one guy that I'm going like, how's that going to fit?
The math is questionable, but I also Hahn like, and this is what I've been saying too. Pace is not. Oh, we're going to mimic the Indiana Pacers and run up and down the floor. Like, that's not the only thing we're talking about with pace, right? We're talking about a rhythm in the half court. We're talking about an understanding of concepts and systems. We're talking about being able to read and react and not come down, pound the rock, set two, pick and roll screens, and look up, we're at 10 seconds, like, here we go. Like, I think there's a little bit of nuance to pace, right? Now, do I still expect to see some maybe shorter sub-rotations while guys get in shape? Sure. But, like, there's a nuance of pace here that I don't think means this team is going to score 120 every night.
Well, I want to tell all of you something in case you didn't know.
Tell us.
It's NBA tip-off week. Okay?
It is.
Yeah. And FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you missed the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score the next bucket to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot of bigger payout. However you want to play, it is the perfect time to join because FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA, 21 and over, and physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369. Monica, you know our last guest, Bernard King, did poetry.
Yeah, he did.
He
did
is,
poetry.
yes.
He ended so I don't know if at some point here you want to.
The variety show? Is that everybody has
you got
to come
anything,
up
you know what I'm
act?
saying?
Do you have an act?
Right.
Is this year 3, by the way?
and the radio, yes.
This is year 3?
Very excited. I was thinking
Already?
about today, it's year
You are
6 with the crew, though.
Look at you, a vet.
It's year 6 with the crew?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was like doing studio and other things. And
So let's say
already?
my passion for basketball is wanting to follow where Monica McNutt is on a given night.
Uh-huh.
So what's
You
your
mean
breakdown?
you mean like you're
like a stalker?
I was going to say a pervert
if,
who's sitting around going, I want to watch the game. Is Monica?
Yeah, is Monica
at least we're
on?
honest.
Monica's not
I
on.
know
Kind
what
of
I'm
like when
dealing
I.
with.
The good news is that doesn't exist.
Kind of like when
Right.
Batgirl was on, Batman.
Right. I'm only watching the
sticking with
episodes
this.
with Batgirl.
What's the breakdown? Radio, TV, all that for you?
I have a handful of TV games scheduled for us, but mostly I'll be rocking with us on radio, which I love. I mean, always part of the pre- and post-game shows on television.
Have we worked with Tyler on his look this year? Are we going to see a different looking Tyler Murray?
We're not, but
No?
Tyler got some great. He got a great pair of dunks, very classic. I was very proud of him. Didn't do too much.
Wow.
All right.
He is on television tonight.
Yep.
Pat O'Keefe is with us. We've got a great radio crew.
Love Pat
So I'm
O'Keefe.
excited.
Have fun.
Thanks, guys.
All right. It's always good to see
y'all.
you.
Yeah, congratulations
Always good to
on
see
year
Monica.
6. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
that's
Thank you,
awesome.
yeah.
We
It
just
was-
need to be in
it was
studio
cool.
more so we could fight. We never get to fight.
I know,
anymore.
we don't. I miss
Yeah,
that.
you look like you're really disappointed.
No.
about that.
No, it's just-
MSG Networks, by the way, everybody, is all over opening night. Special 1-hour pregame show from 6 to 7. Tip-off on MSG at 7 p.m., of course. Full postgame show with reaction, interviews right after the game. You know I'll be there. Of course, Monica McNutt will be there as well. She'll be on the pre- and post-game shows. We'll call the action right here on ESPN New York.
We're off to a
Radio.
flying start.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Are we?
We've already had Bernard King,
Yes, we
Monica
did.
McNutt,
Tim Legler.
Tim Legler.
Yeah.
Still to come, John Starks, Pat O'Keefe. It's Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Knicks Cavs on ESPN New York, live from Stout.
Shop new fall offers at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease a 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $199 per month or finance for 2.9% APR for 36 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-5S for as low as $229 per month or finance for 2.9% APR for 36 months. Plus, enjoy 1 year of complimentary Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters. But those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
There he goes to the 20, 10, 5. That's a Jet touchdown. That's a Jet touchdown.
Jets fans, be there at MetLife Stadium to see the New York Jets take on the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 9th at 1 p.m., presented by Verizon. Don't miss your chance to experience the excitement of game day at MetLife Stadium and cheer on your Jets. Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets and get ready to clear the runway.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just 1 day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
Who knew caffeine could taste this good?
With 5-Hour Energy shots, caffeine just got a serious flavor upgrade. We're talking big flavor, from watermelon to strawberry banana to sour apple. Packed into a tiny 2-ounce bottle, you'll get as much caffeine as 12-ounce premium coffee with 0 sugar and also 0 crash. And with 17 bold flavors to choose from, there's a shot for every mood. Find your favorite flavor in-store today or grab a variety pack online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon and give your caffeine a flavor upgrade.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM841631, MSRP $26,980, 0 security deposit, and 1031.25.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
I like when he holds it.
The Knicks open the season against the Cavaliers. Coverage right here following us on 880 at 6:30. Nets visit the Hornets at 7. And I'll be in Jersey for the Devils and the Wild at 7. So I'll be leaving here a little early, hopping on the train to get to Newark Penn Station for what we hope will be a Devils 6-game winning streak.
Amazing.
God, they're fun to call.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. They are fun to watch. Obviously, the addition of your electric calls helps, but they make it. They give you a lot of material, Don.
No, they really. The Hughes brothers are tremendous, and it's a pleasure. We'll see what they can do tonight. Second of back-to-back. It's never easy to come back from Canada, so hopefully they're not as worn out as I am. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Also, thanks to everybody here at Sun Cruiser.
Shout out Sun Cruiser.
Major sponsor for us as well. Always great, always at all the remotes. So drink up, my friends, because it's opening night.
Yes.
And I really want to hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. Try to squeeze in some phone calls. John Starks will be on his way in the 5 o'clock hour. Pato keeps me on the call on the radio side. I just hate to harp on it about just the disappointment in not having there being some sense of urgency for it to be opening night. And I do think Mike Brown is making a statement. Kind of let the fans know, hey, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. We got this, all right?
Cool,
don't live
man.
and die with every game in the regular season, because we're going to be there, and the decisions that we make in October are going to help us in April, May, and hopefully June down the road. But I just know New York. I know how the media works. I know how the fans work. And they live and die with every game. Maybe they shouldn't, but they do. And you know what? That's a good thing, guys. That's why there's sports radio.
No, that's what you want.
That's why you have people covering the team, because we live and die with every game.
And I don't know if you know
so
this.
they don't want to be told, ease up, because
I don't know if you're aware of this, by the way, Don. Knicks Twitter is a fairly active place. I mean, this is I don't know if there's another fan base in basketball that has so much chatter around everything they do like the Knicks. And then even as you compare it to New York sports, I mean, I really think it's the Knicks and the Yankees that generate the most conversation every night.
Because there's the history, right? This is handed down. Your grandfather was a Knicks fan. Your father was a Knicks fan. You're a Knicks fan. You're handing it down to your kids. And let's be honest, guys, and this is why I hold the regular season still dearly, is because when you really think about it, that's how we all became fans. Because not all of us rooted for teams that were consistently in the playoffs. When I fell in love with my teams growing up, the Mets, the Giants, they didn't go to the playoffs all the time. I fell in love watching regular season games. They were never meaningless to me. And everybody played, and you celebrated the wins. And
when you're a
you
kid,
were disappointed with the losses.
regular season hits different.
I
as a
just
kid.
don't want modern-day sports to be just about the postseason. Like, wake me up in April, or wake me up in October, or wake me up in January. And that's not because we make a living in the regular season. Alan and I do. I'm calling a game tonight. It's a regular season game. But I just think it's important. That's where you cultivate fans. That's where the ups and downs are, because the playoffs aren't guaranteed to you.
I think what we're well into the rings era. We're well into what does it matter if you don't win a championship era. That's what it really has become now more than anything. The appreciation of regular season success has dwindled in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I do think the LeBron era and everybody trying to use that against him when it comes to comparing him to Michael Jordan has trickled into other sports. I think the Yankees, though, that's always kind of been a thing, and it came back when the Yankees had their late 90s dynasty, when they went from 96 to 2003 and they were making a World Series almost every year. That run, it as fun as it was, it almost was a detriment to the future generations of Yankee players who now have to live up to that standard, much like, I guess, the ones from the late 60s and 70s had to live up to what, Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle and Joe DiMaggio and Babe Ruth were doing, and they have to live up to that standard.
Right,
I think that's more of – but that just has created a feeling of it doesn't matter if you have a 100-win season. If you don't win the World Series, 6 months of your work mean nothing if you don't do it for 1 month.
And we lived in a world, especially baseball, where, hey, only 4 teams made the playoffs.
Yep.
If you're old enough, only 2 teams made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the regular season,
It's not even a
makes up.
playoff. Let's be honest. Is it a playoff? You're just champion.
It's crazy.
But the point is that because you keep adding rounds and keep adding playoff teams, and now we see in the NBA, you don't necessarily have to be a top 3 seed to make a run. That devalues the regular season.
Yep.
Back in the day, if you were a 7, 8, 6, you weren't winning any NBA championship. No. You weren't going to be able to do it exclusively on the road. That was more of a hockey thing where teams made runs. But there's still that level of importance. I want home ice advantage. I want to finish as high as I can. Football, you wanted that home field advantage. Now you got 3 wild card teams. We see wild card teams win Super Bowls. We've seen low seeds go and win championships. So what they've seen is, hey, I don't have to be a 1 seed. Maybe I'll be a 4 seed. But if I'm healthy, I'd rather be a healthy 4 seed than a banged up 1. And we saw that with the Cavaliers last year, right? They put a lot of investment in that 65-win season, and it hurt them. So, and it didn't hurt the Knicks that they were a lower seed. So that's really what it's about, guys, as we grew up, is that if you slipped, if you had a bad month, if you had a bad week, it might cost you a playoff spot. Now it might cost you a seed, but even that doesn't matter anymore. So by adding all of these playoff teams, I'm sorry, you have devalued the regular season. It's not worthless, but it's certainly devalued from
funny?
what it was.
It's funny because, ironically, the idea of adding playoff seeds and adding play-ins
supposed to make it more compelling.
It was to take away from how an end of a season, the last quarter of the season would be irrelevant for a majority of the league because, well, we're so far out of it, we're never catching anybody, so let's start tanking. So the idea of expanding playoffs was to keep more teams engaged so the regular season games would matter.
But it's funny, it almost works in reverse because it ends up rewarding the worst teams, whereas the better teams have less incentive.
That's a great point.
So you're really thinking about like, oh, well, now the Wizards can stay interested until, well, in their case, never.
Think about
but
a 20-1 start, and you're like, that's 21 games out of 82. We still have 61. Like this means nothing. Now you got to just. All right, we got this huge start. Can we just stay healthy now?
I get that, and for certain teams, I guess that's the case. But that 20-1 start still meant something to the fans in Cleveland, right? They enjoyed that. It was a big deal. Like, I don't want to lose that.
But what does it mean when you lose in the second round because your team falters, gets hurt, and can't win a home game in the playoffs?
Well, but how about just kind of limping through the regular season and still getting beat in the first round? Then what does that mean?
Yeah.
And my guess is
everybody can't win. That's what I say about the analytics of baseball. If everybody does it, there's still only one of 30 teams that are going to win an NBA title. For the other 29, it failed.
It didn't work.
And also, I would say in the case of Cleveland specifically, that's not a spoiled fan base on any.
Yeah, they haven't done anything outside LeBron.
So they have won LeBron championship. My guess is they're going to be revved up for this team. They're not thinking, oh, you blew it in the playoffs, did it even matter? They're hyped that this team can go.
Has a chance.
And has a chance.
Massive 5 o'clock hour. John Starks is going to join us. Pat O'Keefe is going to join us. It's Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Take up till 6:30. Then it's Knicks and Cavs right here on ESPN New York.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey again. Still have this issue on the Turnpike southbound in the truck lanes right before Interchange 9 for Route 18 in East Brunswick. Now an accident investigation. Only one lane is getting by. You're crawling there from the Parkway. Car lanes also bumper to bumper getting through that stretch. Still have this crash on the LA eastbound right after the Cross Island in Queens. Solid slowdowns there from the Midtown Tunnel. Best if it's the outbound George Westside Highway and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound slam from White Plains Road through to underneath the apartments. Inbound George about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln already about a half hour. Outbound Holland 45 plus. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $40 a month. That's right, lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys. And behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win, can change lives. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath a bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
sick.
Easy. This is Don Hahn and Rosenberg, Knicks season opener broadcast live from Stout. Brought to you by Sun Cruiser, a proud sponsor of the New York Knicks. Ready to let the good times cruise? Then you need Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea, real vodka and no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. Stout's been so nice to us during the Knick run last year. Great to start the regular season here at Stout, right on 33rd off of 7th Avenue. So you're heading to the game, swing by, say hello. We're going to be here until 6:30. John Starks is on his way. He'll be here at the bottom of the hour. Pat O'Keefe, who's got the radio call, is also going to be joining us as well. So we talked a lot about the adjustments and load management and all that. But it is, don't get me wrong, it's still a very winnable game and a game that they should be able to still win. So how do they do it, Alan?
Well, you have wings, and I think the way this team plays this year, you're going to get a lot more out of Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Everybody made a big deal about Bridges and the 5 first-round picks and all that stuff. And he had a season strong, but he wasn't exactly at the level that people expected. He was better in the playoffs, but he even said to his standards, I'm curious to see if he's ready to have like that breakout season. Never been an all-star before. And in this kind of a system, up-tempo, he's going to leak out, get some easy buckets. Could he be a guy that really takes that next step? Anunoby, we know, is an all-star level player, though he didn't get there last year, but he was getting there. So these two guys with Brunson are still formidable. Towns is listed as questionable. I haven't checked the latest injury report, but the last I saw, he's listed as questionable. He's been dealing with a quad strain, basically, from practice. So all you're really looking for is, do you have the star power on opening night in your building to beat a very good team that's also missing some star power? They don't have Darius Garland. They don't have Max Strus, who's a starter for them. And we don't know what DeAndre Hunter, who's a good player for them, is going to be. So both teams aren't really going to be at full strength. But they have Donovan Mitchell. They have Evan Mobley, who's really good. Jared Allen is a good defensive center. You have to be able to come up with better star power than they in your building. And as you said, you want to set a tone. You want to send a message. You want to put the word out that we back up. Like, you want that kind of stuff and that mentality tonight. There's enough on that court for the Knicks to do that.
And the Cavaliers play with a chip on their shoulder. I'm sure they're ticked about how it ended last year.
Oh,
Remember, they had a meaningless game down the stretch against the Knicks, still beat them because they saw value.
That's right.
And we talked about the Knicks having a target on their back, right? Because the rest of the NBA, kind of like, you remember the Broncos talking about the Giants and really feeling it after beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I'm sure the rest of the NBA took notice. Hey, look what's happening in New York. Something's buzzing here. And even though they didn't win, it's still, hey, they're the hot team. Everybody's picking them to come out of the East. So all these Eastern teams that are being told they're second banana, they're circling the Knicks and going, let's prove to the world that the Knicks aren't going to have just a dance to the finals. So teams like Cleveland and Boston, right out of the box, two teams they're going to play that are going to say, hey, you know what, we're going to be heard from too.
You got to be ready for it. And it's, by the way, not only do you have, which is a rare thing, where the Knicks are considered a contender, whether people want to believe it or not, you also have the Garden, which, do you need much more motivation? You just pull up in the bus and everybody's ready to go.
What was Bernard King's story when he was with the Bullets? Coming to the Garden.
Yep.
Right.
Come early. I'm gonna be lighting them up. Like, there's just something about coming to Madison Square Garden, especially for basketball.
Everyone.
But now it's even more because you're ramped up because this is a good team and you don't want to be embarrassed. You want to be ready for them. And it's some of the good teams, you're going to get their best because they almost want to make a statement and do it at the Garden because they know when we leave here, the frenzy, the media's going to go crazy. We're going to leave them in a mess. The good teams always think that. I've talked to players about this. The good teams come in knowing if we beat them, not only do we beat them, but we leave them in shambles because of the coverage and the fans and everything else.
And the Cavs probably have a little bit of an extra chip because they've obviously proven a lot. And like everyone's already talking about the Knicks, always about the Knicks.
Well, the Cavs still are favored in the East.
No, favored.
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean they get talked about as much.
Talked about, yeah,
so
okay.
I think you come in and you go, I'm sick of turning on the TV and Stephen A. Smith's going off every day about the Knicks.
Yeah.
Oh, no one wants to. We're not a sexy team.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That's extra motivation on top of it.
And I don't know how it was when you were growing up down in D.C., but I always felt like it hits different with New York because I think a lot of these other teams around the league feel like, New York always gets the attention. Like there could be an upstart team, but if it was out, coming out of Portland or Cleveland or someplace else, it wouldn't matter as much. Now listen, Stephen A. Smith can talk about the Knicks, not because he's a fan, because he knows even on a national television program, the Knicks still resonate with the country, just like the Lakers still resonate, right? So it's not like he's talking about a team that 75% of the country doesn't have an opinion
and it gets old, and
on.
you're the Cavs. You're going,
Right.
hey, we were a better team last year. Yes, we ended up losing the second round, but we were a better team
And-
all season long.
That's what makes it fun.
and
This is what you want. Like, you want to be in this.
No, there's some zhuzh there.
Yeah, you want to be
a
part
little bit of
this.
spice.
And what are the Pacers and the Celtics thinking? They probably love this. Nobody's giving them a chance. They lost their best player. So they're going to want to prove the world wrong.
By the way,
and say,
I completely agreed with Legler. I really think that the Pacers minus Halliburton and Tyrese, my guy. No disrespect. Get name drop ready. Tyrese, my boy. Big wrestling man. But the Pacers without Tyrese, you look at their box scores all the time. Tyrese has nights where he goes for 6 points, and they get it done
Well, that was
without
the
him.
criticism of him early in the season is that there are games where he's
No,
just
he's not a super, and I've said
he's
that.
not
He's not a
consistently there.
superstar in that way.
Right. But he played like that in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
Yeah.
though, no, it was different. The Celtics, though, minus Tatum, that's minus a classic superstar. He doesn't get enough credit for it either, frankly. He's not sexy enough. He's not brash enough. But he is
They'll see
25 or 30 points
They'll see
every
it.
single night. And also, you talk about the other players who are gone from that team. I didn't even realize Al Horford had landed in Golden State,
Yeah.
frankly. That's such a huge win for them. The Celtics, Don, it's a repugnant list of players right now. Who knows how you'll feel in 5 months. But, I mean, they still have Peyton Pritchard as the sixth man, which is hilarious because he's the third best player on that
They
team.
won't let him start.
Yeah, put the man in the starting
No,
lineup.
no.
Have you looked who else is playing?
Yeah, it's great. But look, Joe Mazzulla will have them competitive early in
Yes,
the season.
he
and
will.
If they don't win enough games, eventually they'll want to kind of have
Right.
that gap year
And they're going
move
to
on.
be fired up because maybe the playoffs aren't guaranteed for them. So the regular season
At
is gonna
first,
be
certainly, they're going to go for
right.
it, to Alan's
Yeah,
point.
early on for
Are
sure.
you buying the Tatum, I want to play at the end of the season stuff? There's no way in hell, if I'm a franchise, I'm letting this guy on the court.
No, but it could
No
work
way.
as motivation for the players to say, let's be in a position that if he does come back, it's worth coming back. Even if it's not going to happen, it could be something that motivates the room.
That's
right?
like Aaron Rodgers saying he wanted to come back late in the
But
Jets
why do you
season.
think Rodgers did that? Rodgers did that because he's like, listen, if there's meaningful games, I want to have the option of playing in meaningful games. Let's keep the guys engaged to give them a carrot to go after. So even if it's BS, it still could be worth doing.
I had like an off the record. I won't say anything like too revealing, but I had an off the record conversation with Tyrese when I was in Indiana about that same option.
Where's the?
Listen, I told him to hit the button.
Waiting for drop.
That's up to Jacob to hit the button. I'm setting you up for it. We had the conversation. I think it's out there as like a.
There it is.
There you go. It's out there as like a sure. If they're going a championship run, I'll do my best to get back. But I don't think he's not realistically thinking about this year.
No,
he's thinking.
Why not throw it out there though? What does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt
Even
to
if they
say
all
I'll
know.
try because you know it's not ever going to come to that point. So it's worth putting that out there. But what I don't like is like people pick up and they start writing about it like it's a thing, and you're like, man, what are you
Well, that's what happens. 1-800-919-3776. Got a couple of calls to get to before John Starks joins us. Want to let you know there are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM841631. MSRP $26,980. Zero security deposit ends 10/31/25. Let's go to Lou in Manalapan. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Lou?
Hey, fellas, love the show as always. Exciting day. The Knicks, I've been a Knicks fan my whole life. I'm also a Mets, Jets, Knicks, Rangers fan. And like, those teams, yeah, like, we know that we have our expectations, and the Mets have supposed to have been good, and the Yankees are supposed to be good, but nothing gets the city together like the New York Knicks. And I think this season's going to be Yeah, I just think that this season, and especially since Thibodeau did what he did, went to Boston, did all that stuff, I think, you know, the Knicks are going to be motivated. They have a team. They have a full roster that they could play with. They could plug and play guys off the bench. There's going to be interesting combos. I'm really excited to see what Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson bring to the mix, because they're real good bench options. You know, saw a podcast recently said that Deuce McBride's the most important Knick, and I do think that Deuce's success this year will catapult the Knicks to hopefully a championship season. So I'm really excited. Let's go Knicks, and let's have meaningful basketball in June.
I love your attitude. I love what you've brought to the table today, and I hope it permeates through the fan base, because it is true. No team brings the city together like the Knicks. I always feel bad, and it's not intentional shade to the Nets. I got a lot of love for the Nets as an organization and how they operate and the Barclays Center, but it's just being realistic. Until one day when they win a ring or they go on, until we get there, the truth is, more than any other sport, there's the biggest gap between the basketball teams. It's the Knicks town.
And where they play, obviously,
Yeah,
are in the center of the universe here. And then on top of it, but they have become, when they're good, the great unifier when it comes to sports fans, because there's a Jets and Giants fan who can root together. There's Mets and Yankees, same side. Like to me, that he keeps hitting.
I don't. Well,
he keeps muting me.
Well, let me ask you.
It's unreal.
If the cough button's closer to you, then it wouldn't be
Look,
yours.
that's a you problem. The first time should have told you. Like, he's muted me 3 times during the show. Like, is that his way of telling me? Like, yo, that's enough. Wrap it up, B.
By the way, maybe he's trying to sell you. I'm all set. Wait, I'm all. Wait, and it's also delayed. It barely even worked. But we're trying our best, okay?
Yeah, and that's not enough.
It's all good.
And by the way,
I'm glad
Alan finally did the right thing. I've been waiting all day long. You finally did the right thing.
You waiting all day for Sunday night?
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. No, you unbuttoned your suit when you sat down now, finally. And Don's wearing it standing up. But before, you were both sitting with it buttoned, and I don't know why we've done this as a society.
No. I normally unbutton it. I don't know why I didn't.
Good.
I'm just excited.
I'm like, it's a lot going on.
Because everyone does that now. The sitting when they button when they sit. Now, I'm too fat for it, so it's not an option.
Well, that's why I'm excited.
Because it actually but just because it fits doesn't mean it's right.
I see.
We know you're excited. You look great.
I am not somebody that's fashion conscious. I was just looking at that, the people watching aren't going to get poked in the eye with my button because I sat down and
it didn't explode.
And
but that doesn't mean it's the right thing.
Thank you. I don't know these things.
No, it's supposed to be traditionally. It's sit and open, stand up and button.
Yeah.
But no one on TV does that
Did
anymore.
you see the Bernard King photo that's on social of us with Bernard?
What happened?
Did something unfortunate happen?
No, nothing unfortunate. It's just
my height.
No, awful. It just looks awful. The lighting is brutal.
Oh no! What happened?
Why was it posted?
What happened? It's a terrible.
Was
photo.
it the one with us taking the shots?
No. Thankfully, that one didn't. But we're just smiling. But if you look at how the lighting is so bad, it's just we're up.
Well, listen, I want to give a shout out to our team here today.
No, the team does a great job. We look terrible.
It's a tough lighting spot that they're in.
Yes.
I've been sort of whited out the whole day. You guys look better. Yeah, I've been on the YouTube checking it out. You guys look better.
Okay.
But listen, look how far we've come. At the beginning, and by the way, I ran into one of our wonderful listeners. And she was like, oh, my God, I miss having you guys on TV. And I'm like, we're on now every day on YouTube. It's literally the exact same experience that you had if you were a K-Show viewer on Yes. Literally, it's maybe better.
Yeah, not the same commercial over and over again.
Yeah, you don't have to see the commercial.
What do I do with all this scrap metal? You don't have to deal with that commercial anymore.
What was the?
You remember the scrap metal commercial, Don? Did you ever see that one?
Yes.
What do I do with all?
And what about the shirts that we never got?
Shirts.
Untuck It.
I never got
Untuck It.
Not one Untuck It shirt sent to me. Never in all those years. I sat next to the damn logo for 7 years.
Not a shirt.
They never sent me a shirt.
Michael did.
Oh, are you kidding me? His house is probably his curtains are made of extra Untuckits. And what about the Trumpy doll? Remember that one?
The Trumpy doll.
That was a tough
the Trumpy
spot.
Doll. There were a few of the Chia Pet commercials.
Oh yeah, we had Chia Pet.
There might have been a Chia Trump too. I'm not sure, but there might have been, right? So
the combination.
But listen, you're going to get a lot of Bart and Carlin promos.
Yes,
in breaks.
exactly. A lot of K promos.
But you're welcome.
Right, the K with the hoodie with the sport coat.
Yeah, you'll get that. Now I'm trying to find the picture.
You got me curious now.
The photo? Yeah, I just for some reason I opened it just to that and I went, oh Lord.
Well,
not a good.
I'm going to go run to catch a train to get to the Rock because I got a game tonight. But before I go, give me a win total, like honest to goodness, with all the information that we have, what do you think the Knicks win total is for the regular season?
53.
I was going to say that too.
6-1.
That's nothing wrong with 53. How many did they have last year?
50.
Yeah, so that would be an improvement,
50
right?
and 51 with
now, where do you think that will seat them?
It should have them at 2 or 3. Now, I can't see another team getting 50-plus wins in the East unless...
Well, somebody has to if they're going to be a 3 seed.
I mean, if Philly somehow just, gets healthy and Embiid and Paul George...
When's that going to happen?
Well, I mean, it could happen earlier this season, believe it or not. And they're healthy. You did it again.
I'm sorry.
It just keeps doing it.
It's the one...
It's it. You know what? Just play me out, Don. From now on, if I'm going on too long...
I asked you a question, so obviously I wanted to hear the answer. God, it's
playing them out.
That's it. That's all right. We got it fixed now that you're leaving. No, it's just Philly, something like that.
He didn't mean that. He didn't mean it that way.
What?
He didn't mean
What
it's
way?
all fixed now that you're leaving. Like, he didn't mean like the show's going to get all better now that you're leaving.
No,
I didn't take it that way.
He moved
Oh,
the button to
Well,
the
now I'm
right
wondering.
place.
At the when it doesn't
That's
matter
all I'm
anymore.
saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just finishing the thought. Teams that have superstars that can carry a team, Sixers, Bucks, like you always worry about teams like that just figuring it out and getting healthy.
John Starks is going to be coming up next.
Yeah.
Pat O'Keefe is going to be coming up next. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take up until 6:30 here live from Stout. Getting you ready for the Cavaliers and the Knicks right here on ESPN New York.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Score or win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
This October, the only thing scarier than missing the game is missing out on a brand new Kia. At Kia City of the Bronx, 3505 Connor Street is where the ghosts of old rides get traded in and new legends are born. They've got a monster lineup of new Kias that'll take you from tailgates to haunted houses in style. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955. Don't get spooked, get moving. Kia City of the Bronx, where Halloween meets horsepower.
It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join because FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Rick to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not so great in Nassau County on the southbound Meadowbrook. Right after Hempstead Turnpike, it's a multi-car crash off to the shoulder with police on the scene. Bumper-to-bumper ride with everybody stopping to take a look. Delays go back onto the eastbound Northern State. Not moving much on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Crash by Richmond Avenue. Delays go back across the Verrazano into Brooklyn. Best if it's the outbound George Henry Hudson. That's about it. Inbound George about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln about a 30 to 40 minute ride. Outbound Helena run you 45 plus. Devils are home tonight at the Rock in Newark if you're heading that way. Packed on 280 in both directions, heading over to 21 in the Stickle Drawbridge. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Back here at Stout, Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York. Hey, everybody, every aspect of your business, from the most mundane to the most complex, will operate orders of magnitude better and faster when you add artificial intelligence. AI is literally a race to the top. The companies that engage AI first will win. Will that be you, or will it be your competitors? Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Founded by tech powerhouses, Thrive partners with you on smart and secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Imagine AI solutions working across every part of your business, automating support, powering chatbots, analyzing competitors, even managing billing, collections, and orders. That's just a taste of what Thrive Managed AI can help you achieve. It makes your talented team even better by letting them focus on what they do best. The race to the top will be won by those who engage Thrive Managed AI first. That needs to be you. Go to thrivenextgen.com/ESPN and get started with a complimentary strategy consultation. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. So, Peter, we have John Starks coming momentarily. He's on his way, getting ready for tonight's Knicks season opener at the Garden against the Cleveland Cavaliers, two teams that are expected to be the top two teams in the Eastern Conference. And we'll see if the road is paid for the Knicks to meet this Cavaliers team. Who knows? We could be here in May, and these two teams could be playing each other in the conference finals. If it goes chalk, that's what you would expect, and that's what everybody's anticipating. But it is amazing that it is that long road in between, and all the things that can happen in between.
But time flies, right? I was just thinking
about it.
Last time we were here, and it was before the summer, obviously. It was just getting into it.
We were here. We were downstairs, and I think we were in the conference finals. We were up here in this spot.
Conference finals downstairs.
For the Detroit series.
And we were here for the Detroit series.
Right, the first round that opened up. Yeah. And we didn't know what to expect, right? It was always the what's next, what's going to happen.
And then you blink, and here we are, start of a new season.
Do you think since COVID, 60 seconds is now 30 seconds?
So
I've always felt this.
I can't judge whether it's – I hadn't actually thought about COVID.
I
thought about my age and having a child.
Lockdowns and you know.
No, I hadn't thought exactly. I hadn't thought about
home.
That being the demarcation of things changed, because you were already at that point well into having children.
Oh yeah.
So you noticed
it never
the
went
change
as fast.
Then.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It felt to me that when we came back from all that, and instead of working from home,
because that probably slowed things down.
Everything felt slower.
And so as a result, when we went back to regular, everything felt faster. Because you have to remember, time is essentially a game in our minds. Like your life will affect what time is. So it would make a lot of sense. I feel right now, dude, this October is just a wrap.
Yep, already.
And then you blink a couple weekends and it's Thanksgiving. And now it's just like, I don't like this. I don't like it, especially with my baby getting older faster. I'm not ready.
Wait till you find. Gracie had senior night last night at St. Anthony's.
So that's your last one?
No,
you have one more.
Callie's
still 10.
Callie's still 10.
You
There's
got
a lot more work to be done here.
Sorry. Callie's giving you some time.
But again, you think of 4 years going by, like 4 years of high school just go by in a blink. You just say to yourself like that, how did that just happen? So trust me, all that's coming. But think about where the Knicks have come in 4 years, if you want to bring it back to that. Think about that.
4 years.
4 years ago, it's like
we're having Trae Young conversations.
Well, Leon Rose took over, and what are they going to be? And they bring in Thibodeau, and who knows? There's no Brunson here yet. You don't know where this thing's going. And I got to be honest, as much as we don't want to talk about it on opening night, we do have to mention it. This season could decide whether or not the Knicks re-engage the idea of Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a real thing that's going to hang over this team. I don't see him getting traded in season. We know from reports that they had talked about it in August. They had a chance for it. Brian Windhorst said they had a chance to make a deal, and they said no. They didn't want to blow the team up and leave it almost with nothing, where it's Brunson, Giannis, and you and me. Like they weren't going to have enough pieces left after a massive trade to make that happen. So you have to think, though, that with the urgency of if Giannis is really calling it a day after 1 year, if he's got one more year left in Milwaukee, and then he's really going to push it because that's where he starts to get to the end of his contract extension, control my destiny time, you can't let him go to another team. You can't let him go somewhere else, especially in the East, right? So if you don't get to the promised land or feel like you are right on the doorstep of winning a chip, that conversation continues again next summer. And I'll tell you what, if the Knicks, they got to be feeling this. If you aren't playing at a level this year throughout the season with full health and all the stuff that we talk about.
The conversation starts.
It will not go away.
It'll get louder and louder.
It'll get louder and louder before the trade deadline. It'll get louder and louder all year. And these guys have to hear all of it. That's what's hanging over this team right now. Fair or unfair, it's a real thing. So a good start or playing well quiets that.
By the way, even if they could go back to the conference finals. If you come up short in the conference finals,
you think it still comes back?
If you look outmanned again in the conference finals,
not great.
Because remember, the general consensus was they were outclassed in the conference finals.
They were outplayed. They were outcoached.
And they were outcoached. Everyone
Rick Carlisle was unbelievable in that series. He had every counter. And he had every way to expose every single weakness of this team.
So if you switch the head coach, you go back to a conference final, and the same thing were to happen, how is the fan base going to be satisfied with running it back a third time?
I don't know.
So I think it would get very loud. And now I will say this. I understand fans' attachment to players, and I think it's really hard when you talk about trading for a huge name, knowing what it will cost your team. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who don't get me wrong, has become a bit of a heel over the last couple of years. He's not the same lovable, fresh off the boat from Athens Giannis we first knew. He's got a little bit more of an attitude, but with good reason, by the way. He's done this over and over again.
Multiple MVP guy, always in the conversation, and won a championship.
People throw around transcendent. To me, transcendent is, can this player make you immediately a contender? He is in a category, Alan, I don't think there's more than 3 or 4 in the league of. Legitimately, you can win a championship because you get him.
You can, but under the current, 10 years ago, no brainer. But under the current rules, fans have to understand that, those who complained about the Carmelo Anthony trade and how that blew up a roster, they still had a good team. That team got hurt that year in that playoff, and then they were trying to build it, and it didn't turn into a championship, but they did little things to try to get there. That was all about just spending money. Oh, tax? Okay, we got to spend tax. This is different. The new rules, the second apron that everybody hates, which really acts like a hard cap, it's almost impossible to do a blow your roster up trade for a transcendent player and still build a team around the transcendent player and the secondary player that you might have, or whatever it is, or the 2 stars, whether it be Brunson and Giannis, and build around it enough that you can win. Case in point, Phoenix Suns. They had 3 unbelievably talented superstars that could carry a team.
Weren't able to build anything.
And there was nothing else they could put around them to make it competitive. So you were relying on 3 guys every night, which we know is impossible in today's league. No bench, 3 guys against teams that were deeper, teams that were able to play you in a playoff when they got there, and then or in the regular season, and they had no chance. 1 injury and you're cooked. That's why it's not as easy as it used to be. This is not a baseball trade. This is not getting Shohei Ohtani, right? This is much different because of what it does to your roster. It's so difficult to do. So it's easy to say, oh, they should have traded for him, or they should trade for him. It's easy to say that, but if I showed you what would be left, you'd say, I don't know how the hell you win with that.
Well, so here's the question. With a player as good as Giannis, who can the Bucks even go after that would be able to do it in a way where it would still be worthwhile? I mean, obviously picks will be involved in it too, but they're going to need players.
I'm telling you, this type of trade, which, remember, the KD move for the Rockets, that was a record trade, right? Record.
Crazy.
Bodies moving everywhere. It's going to take a trade of that level that you're going to have to get 4 teams involved, bunch of picks involved, a lot of players, or maybe a young player or 2 that might end up going to different places. Like you're trying to get a quarter, like a third of the league, or even a quarter of the league to help you get the player that no one wants you to get, because they know what it means if you get them. Think about that.
Yeah.
Who's going to, it's a very, very difficult thing to do. So on paper, it sounds amazing. Put a guy like that in New York, put him with Brunson, and
maybe
see
even
if you win a championship, but it's just not like getting Earl Monroe back in 1971.
Right.
It's not like that. It's so much harder.
And I bet the rest of the league would be even more apt to block that than KD.
Or make it more difficult for you.
That's what I mean.
What are you doing for
more
me?
apt, more exactly,
Yeah.
more difficult.
You want me to
KD,
throw in some picks? What are you doing for me?
Well, because KD at this stage in his career, this, like you said, took a lot. KD's already been on multiple teams, not won in those places. He's still great, but he's aging.
Yep.
Giannis is still right there right now.
Prime.
At this moment.
Prime. Top 3 player in the league.
If he's
every year, he's in the MVP conversation.
So, yeah, that's a really good point.
You know what I mean? And so while that's going to be the easy conversation to have throughout the year, if the Knicks stumble out of the gate, you know it's the first place everybody's going. Oh, they could have gotten Giannis in August if they could have gotten him. The problem with that conversation is it's not valid because it's not a baseball trade. It is so restrictive on what you can do once you go over that second apron. And if you blow up your roster, it's impossible to rebuild it and build a championship level team. Not like it used to be even just 5 years ago, 6 years ago. No one is going over that second apron. One team has, the Cavs. They have the highest payroll by far, almost like $329 million with the tax. They're spending more in tax than some teams are spending on their roster.
That's so funny. I wouldn't have guessed that it's the Cavs.
Well, it's Dan Gilbert. He's Prince money. Literally, actually, with Rocket Mortgage.
But Anderson Varejao cost that much?
But it's a real thing that I want everybody to just take into consideration, because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. They should have done it. They should have traded for Giannis. And then you say, how? How could they have done it without absolutely destroying the team, not having a roster around these two, and then trying to wait 2-3 years to build a team around them while you aren't as competitive as you could be with this team? It's not as easy as you think, but it's impossible to say they wouldn't go back to that conversation if this year doesn't go the way they want it to.
All right, let me hit you up with a little bit of a game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time,
it's Tully time.
It's Tully time.
It's Tully time.
Thanks, Fred Flintstone.
Thank you. The Knicks open their season, in case you didn't know, against the Cavs, with coverage immediately following us right here on 880 at 6:30. Nets and the Hornets at 7. And, of course, Don and Jersey for Devils Wild at 7. More classic Donnie Pucks on the way. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
So Donnie did talk about he had to be here. He wanted to be here for this event, but he had a game to call at the Rock. So what did he do? He looked at the train schedule said, this is as far as I can go, ran to the train, jumped on the train, en route now to the Rock to call the game tonight. That's a hustle. See, that's how you – that's New York hustle. Speaking of New York hustle.
He's Donnie Trucks, if you will.
Yes. Speaking of New York hustle.
Let me make some room here for the legend. John, the great, iconic John Starks has stepped into Stout NYC.
Johnny Rockets.
As we get ready for game one. John, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
How you feeling?
I need a vibe check with
what's
you
the
right now.
vibe check? What's the aura?
Because we were just talking to Bernard King about, again, Alumni Row and how everybody always talks about, all the alumni, whenever we ask them, you are the guy that kind of leads the way. You got the towel over your shoulder. You're into it like a fan, which is so relatable. So I know you ride the waves of emotion.
Yes.
How are you feeling going into this season, and what are your expectations?
No, I feel great. I was excited about, obviously, we made some changes at the top, changing head coaches, and, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the players that we brought in during the offseason. I'm excited about the offense that we're going to be running to take a little pressure off of Jalen. So it should be good. I know the guys are excited. If there's any indications on how they played against Philly, and you really saw the ball popping around, it looks real good.
Yeah, and obviously that's going to still take a minute.
Yes.
The expectations for this team going in, especially where they are, where Vegas has them, right? They have the fourth shortest odds from Vegas to win the championship. They are power ranked in the top 4 as well, NBA.com. I looked. The last time the Knicks had a higher ranking as far as preseason expectation to win a championship was 93-94.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Not the year after. Year after they were a little bit, I think, 4th.
Yeah.
But no. They were number 1, though, going into that 93-94 season.
Yes.
And they were in Abu Dhabi, which means they were one of the first teams on the court to play a game in the NBA this season. You know where I'm going, right?
Yes.
The 93 training camp. I've always heard about Pat Riley's Midnight Madness practice.
Yes.
12:01 on the day you were allowed to practice.
Yes.
Did that really, was that a real thing, or did he just gather you guys, let's talk about it, and then, all right, go back to bed, we'll do this in the morning?
No, it was a real thing. Yeah, Coach Riley just kind of, get some excitement going into the season from the start.
I bet you were excited. I didn't be there at
12 at night. But it kind of took you back to your college days, like Midnight Madness. And so I think that's what he was trying to, accomplish during that time. So, but
did that set a tone?
Because
he said we want to be the first ones on, last ones off, and it came obviously very close to that.
Yeah.
Did you just know? Okay, we're on notice. Was that a tone setter?
Yeah, no question. Coach Riley was all about that. Setting tones and to get the season off to a good start and getting guys mentally focused because you have a long off season. At the time, our off season wasn't long as a lot of other people, but just kind of get you re-engaged back into the season and understand that we have a great opportunity here, and he just wanted to make sure that everybody was on point. And I feel like these guys understand that they're one of the favorites to come out the East, if not the favorite, in my opinion. So they should have a lot of confidence going into the season that they are the team to beat.
You talked about the offense being different and what that could mean for Jalen.
Yes.
In a perfect world, how much of the offensive responsibility should be falling on Jalen's shoulders? What would be an ideal line? How many minutes would you love to see from Jalen? What would you love to see from Jalen Brunson to be able to have a more comfortable sort of regular season?
Yeah, probably on average 34, 35 minutes at the most. I think that's a good number for him. Some nights, obviously, he's going to play a lot more minutes, and some nights the load is definitely going to be on him to get the job done, which he has proven that he can handle it. And so, but you want to take a lot of that off of him, a lot of burden. I just, at the end of the season, the last two seasons, I just didn't look on his face at the end of those games against Indiana in Game 7 and against Indiana in Game 6. I just saw a weathered Jalen Brunson, you know what I mean? And we don't need that. When he's fresh, he's the best in the league as far as closing out games. And so that's what I want to see. And a lot of guys, they ready to step up. and take a little bit of that load off of him. And so it's going to be a welcome sight.
You know, you say Indiana Game 7, Indiana Game 6. How sick of Indiana are you at this point? like from your playing career and the battles you guys had from back then to even what these last 2 years are like, it really does feel like that rivalry. Now, who knows what they'll be this year without Tyrese, but still, isn't it amazing how all these years later it just comes back in full circle?
Yeah, well, that team is always going to be in play. They have a good coach. They have Rick Carlisle. He just knows how to get it done. You know, he's like Spoelstra down in Miami. No matter what they put out there on the floor, they always have a chance to win. So you have to just keep that in mind. Even though their star player Halliburton been down, I still think they have some solid pieces over there that can still get the job done. So, but you know, it always harkens back to, you know, our days playing against Indiana. They always seem like they're in the mix, and we seem like we always go up against them constantly.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it is unreal. But you know, that's basketball. That's what rivalries are made of.
Who else on this team do you really need to see a great year from if they're going to take a step forward?
I think everybody. I think you just can't point the finger at one guy. We know Jalen's going to be there, but I think everybody has to step up, and that's what it's going to take in order to win it all. But we have the talent. We have the coaching there. It's just about these guys having that mindset that we are champions, and we're going to go out there and every single night we're going to play like champions. And that means, you know, getting it done on the defensive end of the court and obviously on the offensive end of the court. And I feel like they can do that.
You've mentioned coaching now a couple times. You seem excited about Mike Brown. What is it about Mike Brown you like so much?
Well, his philosophy, you know what I mean? This team is going to play with a more faster pace. Ball movement is key. You look at all his teams that he's coached, been on as an assistant coach, and with Popovich, with Steve Kerr, everything was about ball movement. And you watch the team that he had in Sacramento, that's all they was doing, moving the ball, and they was one of the highest scoring teams in the league. So I feel like that's really going to help and making sure that everybody stay engaged on that end of the court.
And he wants to get those threes up. You know, John likes that. Well, John Starks and I have to get over to the Garden.
Yes.
We got to get moving. So I'm passing the baton over to Peter. John, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to go. You and me together. Let's get over this.
All right, the great John Starks, the great Alan Hahn. Pat O'Keefe is going to step in just a few minutes as Don Hahn and Rosenberg continues right here on ESPN New York.
Long Island is brewing some spooky fun at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. We're celebrating this October for our $50,000 Witchy Wednesdays drawing. Be here on Wednesday, October 1st, 15th, and 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. when 2 winners will be drawn every hour to pick a witch's hat and win up to $5,000 cash. Club members can conjure up to 5 times entry multipliers. Fly over to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. I don't know if my heart is work stress affected. It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how will I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Bet365 Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Harry Douglas here. Fellas, it's time to step up your grooming game. Manscaped just leveled up with the Lawnmower 5 and the Chairman Plus, two powerhouses built for unmatched precision, comfort, and control. Whether you're cleaning up before a night out, preparing for a big meeting, or getting ready for a game day, Manscaped has the tools to help you look and feel your absolute best. These aren't just old school clippers. They're engineered for modern men who take pride in their daily routine. So upgrade your grooming gear and experience the difference. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown!
Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Jacob, that's such a weird version of the Shook Ones instrumental. I think it's like the Funkmaster Flex album version with the weird scratch at the beginning. And it's a random minute detail. Real quick, by the way. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, Knicks season opener broadcast live from Stout, brought to you by Sun Cruiser. I don't know if you're allowed to have Pat O'Keefe probably shouldn't have a sip of this delicious lemonade iced tea vodka before the game, but it's fantastic. Of course, shout out to Sun Cruiser, proud partner of the New York Knicks. Ready to let the good times cruise? Then you need Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea, made with real iced tea, real vodka, and no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. And with that, talking Knicks basketball, bringing Pat O'Keefe, who's on the call tonight. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Good to see you. It's been a while.
It has been a while. How you feeling about getting Game 1 under the belt?
Game 1's pretty fun.
That's pretty cool.
Been pumped up about this one for a while. Obviously, going through the offseason and seeing teams around the Knicks kind of falling a little due to injury. What the Knicks were able to accomplish last year, perhaps a fresh approach from the new head coach. I mean, this is, and I know this has been said, this isn't an original thought. Sorry for that, but this is the most highly anticipated Knicks season of the century.
Yeah, it certainly is, right? I mean, hard to make that argument because, you go just before the century started to find the last couple of seasons.
There were plenty then, yeah.
Yeah, plenty. You had a bunch during the 90s, certainly way at the end there, and then in 94, 95, a lot of expectations. Are you one of the topics we've had today? And by the way, here's my plan moving forward for the rest of the program if you're up for it.
Okay.
I think we go hardcore Knicks right here. We get all into it, all of your thoughts on the upcoming season and some of the things we've been discussing today. Then I'm still going to go right into ENN at 6 o'clock.
Beautiful.
I'm hearing Justin Fields has had a lot to say about what was said about him by the owner, Woody Johnson. So you down to do a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I think it's worth listening to that.
Yeah, so
yes,
we'll get into it.
Down.
We'll do a little bit of everything after 6 o'clock. But one of the things we've been talking about all day long with regard to the Knicks is the fact that we won't see Mitchell Robinson today. We're not sure if we're going to see Cat. Josh Hart's obviously not well, but do you think that we are getting a message from head coach Mike Brown early on about things being different with regard to resting players and things of that nature? Because it's opening night, and it appears at least that there may be a bit of resting.
Yeah, I don't think it's intentional, right? I think His back is bothering him. We obviously know that Mitchell Robinson has injury issues and a history there, and Cat does too. I think what we're seeing is what we kind of expected, that things overall are going to be different this year. The offense is supposed to be different, more ball movement. The usage of the bench is supposed to be different. Use those guys more often. Don't rely so heavily upon the starters. And if a guy's like 75%, maybe we give him a day so he's better off for the long haul. And I'm not sitting here today saying that this is the right approach and last year was the wrong approach. Last year's approach was pretty good. It got him to the Eastern Conference Finals. But clearly, management wanted a different approach, and I think this is all part of that.
It's funny you say that because, we just had John Starks on, and I think if anyone out there listening or watching us on YouTube was paying attention, you read between the lines, Starks is either just a company man and very much going with what the Knicks are going with, or, how I took it, he seemed to be very on board with this change. He seemed to be very excited about the prospect of maybe some rest, certainly for Brunson, not having to give Brunson 42 minutes a night, whatever it may be, and also the offense, because that offense being different and there being more ball movement combined with the idea of a little bit of rest really affects no one more in both cases than Jalen Brunson, because obviously Brunson plays so much. But also, Pat, I felt like in a lot of those Pacer games in the conference finals that didn't go well, it just felt like is the only play we have. Remember that you and I are close to the same age. Remember
we're the exact same age.
46?
There you go.
Remember the classic Fresh Prince episode when the only play they had was pass the ball to Will?
Yes.
You remember that?
I do.
It sort of felt like at times, give the ball to Jalen was kind of everything. And you're like, where are the shots coming from? I don't see where we're going to get the shots from. So do you expect to see sort of potentially an even rejuvenated Jalen Brunson without having to have that much of the load on his back, hopefully, assuming things go to plan?
And one of the questions I've heard is that how is he going to adapt to that? I don't think that's an issue at all. Like, is he going to not like having the ball in his hands as much? I don't think that's a problem at all. Will it take some getting used to? Yeah, I do. So maybe we'll see some growing pains in this new system the first couple of months of the regular season. But let's look at the Eastern Conference for what it is, right? The top two teams from the last couple of years, the Pacers and the Celtics, they have key injuries. They've taken a huge step back. It's the Knicks. It's the Cavs. The Knicks do have some wiggle room in the regular season to have some growing pains, to ease off the gas a little bit with the bigger picture in mind. And you're absolutely right. It wasn't just the Pacers series. It was even that Pistons series, which was a rock fight a lot. There were some games where you had four guys kind of standing around and Brunson pounding it at the top of the arc. Now, more often than not, it worked. Sometimes it didn't. But what they want to see and what I would like to see is, more freedom of movement, more ball movement. You have Bridges, who could be a 20-point-a-game scorer. Obviously, Cat is one of the best big man scorers in the NBA. OG Anunoby is coming off his best offensive NBA year. These are all guys that can do it under the right circumstances.
And I'm glad you mentioned those names. We haven't talked about them enough today. I think we should be realistic here. If the Knicks are going to win a championship, not just be in the middle of the pack, if they're going to compete and possibly win a championship, it's going to come from OG Anunoby being not only offensively productive, but being available, right? They are a better team. When you talk about a stat backing it up, look at the record when OG is playing for this team. They play exceptionally well. So that's of critical importance. And also, beyond OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges has to be Mikal Bridges. He left a great taste in our mouth when the season ended because of those stops in the Boston series, and everyone went, oh my God, it was worth trading 19 players for Mikal Bridges. But the fact of the matter is, Pat, during the regular season last year, offensively, he wasn't the player you thought you were going to get. I really think if they're going to compete for a title, Mikal Bridges has to be the guy that he was in Brooklyn.
That's a great point. He's the one guy who took a step back, especially offensively last year. There were stretches, but for the most part, his season in totality, he took a step back offensively. And he had brilliant individual moments defensively. Those 2 steals against Boston that you mentioned. He had a block shot at the end of a game against the Nets early in the season. He had one against the Bulls that saved the game in the middle of the season. But I think overall his defense probably wasn't as good as it usually is because he was lacking some confidence from the offensive end. I think that's like 1A. Like Brunson's going to be fine. Cat's going to be fine. Anunoby's Anunoby. I think 1A for Mike Brown to take this team to the next level is to get Bridges back to who the guy was that the Knicks brought in 15 months ago.
All right, a quick break, and we're back with more with Pat O'Keefe and ENN right here on DHR.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $40 a month. That's right, lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Knicks are home at MSG. Season opener against the Cavaliers. Really no easy way to drive into Midtown. Might want to stick with mass transit. West Side Highway crawling in both directions with a crash over by Chelsea Piers. FDR just packed both up and down, heading over to the 59th Street Bridge. Only easy way to the outbound George Henry Hudson, and that's a bit slow. Cross Bronx westbound, solid from White Plains Road through to underneath the apartments. Inbound Georgia, about 10 to 15 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln, about a 30 to 40 minute ride. Outbound Holland going to run you the same. Devils are home tonight at the Rock in Newark. Over in Jersey, some solid slowdowns on the eastern and western spurs southbound, approaching 280 in Kearney. Hitting the brakes there from the Vince Lombardi. Route 3 westbound, jammed approaching 21 in Clifton. Broken down New Jersey Transit bus in the left lane. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Good, grand, wonderful. Welcome to ENN, live from Stout on this.
Ray Row.
That's right. On this and YouTube. Jake,
You ever
don't
watch
forget.
YouTube?
That's right. On this opening day for the New York Knicks. And it's not just any ENN, it's especially ENN because we're joined by my friend Pat O'Keefe, who's on the call for the game and doing ENN. This is a big day for you.
I love it. I mean, I'm getting to see this up close. This is a real treat for me, man.
Now, you said we haven't seen each other for some time. When do you think the last time was we saw each other?
I think it was probably at it was either during one of the Knicks playoff games.
Yeah.
Or maybe at a Sasso
softball
game.
Which would have been a couple years. I missed this past year's. I think I was there last year. Either way, this is a joy.
The first time I played in the Sasso softball game, not to get off track.
It's ENN. We are off track.
I was playing right field and you were playing second base. And
Yes.
It was a pop-up hit to shallow right field.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I am trucking, and I am going after this, and I'm going to make this diving catch. And all of a sudden, I see you in the corner of my eye. And I swear to God, what went through my head was if I collide right now with Peter Rosenberg and take him out, there's going to be a lot of people that are so pissed off at me.
And what happened in the play?
I pulled up and it dropped
fell
in.
in?
It dropped
It fell
in
in.
for
I
a
didn't
single.
get it.
No, none of us got it.
Now you realize that had you just trucked me, that would have been the second time that in my life in a charity softball game I had been trucked and injured at that same play.
At the same that's a tough play.
I was injured and had a separated shoulder because Mike Woods, the weatherman from Good Day New York.
Oh, he's in a little bit better shape than I am.
You're in terrific shape, but he's jacked to the gills to the point that it's unnecessary, in my opinion. And I made that case. I went on Good Day New York and I said, "Why do you need a weatherman who's even in shape like this?" And it was that same thing. I'm so washed. Like at 46 years old, and at that time we played probably 43, and at the time of the softball game I'm talking about maybe 35, where that play where you're in the infield and have to turn around and get to a ball, it's impossible.
And it is now.
It is truly impossible. Welcome to ENN. Let me get some audio in here. Hold on. I want to start off by saying good evening to Don.
We're load managing, baby.
And good evening to Alan.
That's probably the most fun you have when you get to pull that thing out.
Whoa. And good evening to myself. He left a great taste in our mouth. Oh, and good evening to Pat O'Keefe.
He's the son of a pig and cow farmer.
By the way, can you play mine again? I didn't hear you. You were in my ear again. Good evening to myself. He left a great taste in our mouth. Yeah, well, sure, a lot there. Also, good evening to our friends at Amazon, because Amazon Pickup is the ultimate convenience play. Listen, guys like myself, Pat O'Keefe, we're very, very, very busy. But Amazon Pickup's amazing. It makes things so convenient when it comes to picking things up. Now, Pat, you're a married man with 2 children. I'm sure, like me, your wife has ordered from Amazon 10, 15 times a week.
From time to time.
Yeah. From time to time,
Yes.
a package arrives at the house. And the thing is, it can be so hard if you live in a place where you can't get your packages, you're not home, you're thinking about, well, how about this? Amazon lockers and counters, they make things so easy. You get an alert when your package is ready. And that way, when you have the time, you're out running errands, you stop by and you can pick it up. It gives you the flexibility to grab what I need between shows, between my errands, Maya, so many things going on. So it's simple. You order online, and at checkout, you choose the pickup location that's most convenient. You get an email confirmation when it's ready with instructions to pick it up. It's quick, secure, and always at no extra cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. Now, we've talked Knicks a lot today, but there's some stuff. And by the way, I'm told Karl Anthony Towns will play tonight. Cat is in the lineup.
Yay!
That's right. And don't worry, now OG Anunoby is questionable. But Cat is playing, so we have that. Now, there's some questions about who will play quarterback for the Jets this weekend. It's a great point by the listener who said, who cares, they suck. Totally a great point. But Woody Johnson spoke on Justin Fields this week and did not speak glowingly of the quarterback play. And today, Justin Fields was asked, were you aware of Woody's comments?
Nah, I wasn't. Like I said, I'm not on social media. It doesn't bother me, you know. Of course, everybody knows, you know, I need to play better. We need to play better as a team. And, of course, you know, no matter how, you know, the offense does as a unit, you know, I'm going to get the blame. And I understand that. That's just what comes with the job. So you can't let anything kind of affect your mind, my mind. And that's is what it is. No matter if it's, you know, him, no matter if it's, you know, family members, even teammates, sometimes there's going to be times where you have to be the only one who believes in yourself. So, you know, like I said, that's his opinion. And like I told you guys after the game on Sunday, I'm at peace. And my focus right now is working each and every day and getting better.
All right. Well, further question. Do you have any plans on talking to the owner?
I mean, I don't think me talking to him is going to do anything. Like I said, it's not going to make me play better. It's not going to give me more confidence on the field. So I don't think there's necessarily a point in talking about that. And, you know, I doubt he'll come and talk to me. I'm not sure how he feels about the situation at all. But, I mean, I don't have any plans going up, you know, to press him about what he said. Like I said, like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Like, that's just what it is. But have a choice or not, whether those opinions affect you or not. So, yeah.
So did you hear, Pat, what he said specifically?
Yeah. It would be nice if we could complete a pass once in a while.
Yeah, and you know, with a completion percentage like that, with a quarterback play like that, it's hard to win. This to me was just such a great example of why, you know, unfortunately for Jets fans, Woody Johnson is just such a curse on this team. I mean, like Jerry Jones, we talked about this some yesterday. Like Jerry Jones is a disaster in many ways, but I think he knows what he's doing when he talks. I don't think Woody understood the ramifications exactly of what he was saying. I don't know that he realized how big a deal it was to do that.
Yeah.
And not good for Glenn either. Like, he did it in defense of Glenn. It doesn't help Glenn at all.
I mean, stay out of the football stuff, right? And admittedly, the guys who are in charge of the football stuff right now aren't exactly knocking it out of the park.
I would agree with you on that.
But if you're, you know, everybody always talks about Jerry Jones, his lack of knowledge about football despite being a general manager. Jerry Jones's knowledge of football is light years ahead of Woody Johnson's.
Different level altogether.
You're right. He didn't think about it ahead of time. I don't think it was premeditated. It was probably his honest feelings, because those are the honest feelings of a lot of Jets fans. Just what good does it do by saying that in that situation with everything that's already going on?
I completely agree. And also, I got completely distracted while you were talking. There's so much happening on the TVs in here right now.
Is that the mayor talking to Alan Hahn?
So there's two things happening on the TVs. There's lame duck mayor Eric Adams talking to Alan Hahn.
Right.
And then I look up and I see Charles on ESPN, and it's just
weird.
so jarring, right?
That's weird. Inside the NBA, their first show on the new home tonight.
That is so. I realized I got to set my DVR. And they're running it at 6 o'clock? Or is it like a Sports Center preview thing?
I think it's a special hour preview before the Knicks game tips at 7, because the Knicks are on right after this.
Can you come up, what's the best comp for inside the NBA moving to ESPN? Is it Madden and Summerall moving to Fox from CBS?
It's a good one. Iconic team on a different network. This just feels differently. These guys were so tied to Turner and to TNT.
That's a great point.
And they're so not ESPN. I mean, ESPN does their studio shows completely differently than these guys do. It's a lot more irreverent. It's very entertaining. I'll be very interested to see how it works. Am I allowed to talk that much about ESPN on this station?
I do it all the time. Listen, we'll see how it works out. I mean, but it's just bizarre. So I'm looking at Charles, who looks great, by the way.
He does.
So here's the thing. In the past, if it was Turner, Charles, I'd say shout out to Charles. He definitely got the package of Ozempic or Mongiorno, or whatever that's called this summer. But I can't say that anymore because he's on ESPN. So I think he did that in the gym. But you look up and you see them. It looks the exact same.
It does.
They're shooting it in Atlanta.
They're in the same studio, yeah.
So nothing is different except the logo.
Yeah.
I just wonder. And I find the schedule fascinating that they have for them.
Right after tonight, you know when their next broadcast is, right?
Christmas?
I think so. That's a nice schedule. That's good work if you get it.
So, I mean, I guess this is really just a slow fade out, which kind of bums me out.
Well, they'll hit it heavy during the playoffs, I would think. They'll be on every night, hopefully, during the playoffs.
Here's my prediction, Pat. I think that whatever ESPN has planned, there's going to be a certain element of we're going to feel this thing out too. And like, if it feels like they should be on more, I know you can't like dig back into contracts, but you kind of can. I just don't know. Like, it's just such a thing to have them. It's such an asset. And it's so wild to me that they're going to do a show tonight in late-ish October, and we won't see them again for 2 months.
I'll tell you what's an asset. The contracts of those guys themselves. That's an asset.
Yeah, that's an actual financial asset. What do you think Alan was talking about with Mayor Adams?
I guess we could. Well, it was. I forgot. I didn't forget. He's the mayor. There's an election, but he's actually not part of the election. Normally, you wouldn't speak with one of the candidates in that forum if the election's 2 weeks out. But I guess all bets are off.
That's such a great
point.
He's
out.
Normally, you'd be like, "Hey, so the election coming up in a couple of weeks."
Yeah, fair or even coverage for all the candidates.
Exactly. Well, and
he's out.
And you think that's why he'd be on, would be to be campaigning, but obviously that's not what's going on today.
Yeah.
What is your football allegiance, Pat?
Grew up a Giants fan, big Giants fan.
How you feeling?
Excited. They got a quarterback. They have some hope. They're fun to watch. I mean, look, Sunday's game was a train wreck, but, were they going to go to the playoffs anyway? Probably not. At the end of the day, how much did it really cost the Giants? I think big picture, they're still in a much better place than they have been in a very, very long time. They just got to make sure this guy stays healthy because he's a little reckless, but he's real fun to watch.
Well, this make you feel good. Louis Riddick, who knows quite a lot about football, former GM, he's a GM, he's a commentator, he does it all. He thinks the Giants have found their quarterback.
What they have found in terms of Jackson Dart, they found the future. There's no question about that. His impact on this football team right now, I think everyone expects there to be some kind of boost, some kind of gain in momentum and confidence when you make a quarterback change. But I don't know if anyone foresaw the football team being able to withstand the losses that they've withstood and still put up the kind of performance they've put up when you're putting in a rookie quarterback the way in which the Giants have. The future is so bright for him. It really is. I'm anxious to see what 2026 looks like for this football team and for him in particular, especially as you continue to build it out and continue to surround him with more and more support.
This past week was the week that I really started to buy in. I would say I'm 1 more week away, 1 or 2 weeks away from still making the kind of declarations that are being made. I think it's coming very quickly, that sort of we have the quarterback. I respect it. I've just seen how people think they have their quarterback and then they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It happens so often in this league. I mean, sometimes people can't make up their mind over 3 years whether they have their quarterback. This has gone really well so far. I thought this past week, interception or not, that was a bad throw, but he shouldn't have been throwing the ball there anyway. That's a bad play call. He just did a few things in that game and showed me some things with his arm that made me think, you might really have the guy. We knew he had the moxie.
He does.
It was whether can he make the plays.
Yeah.
And this week I saw him make the plays, and he also impressed Nick Bonitto of the Broncos. He was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams speaking about what he saw from Jackson Dart playing across from him.
I have to give him credit. He's a lot better than, we all thought that, he was when we played against him. He was obviously a really good player, coming into the game, but just I feel like his feel for the game and ability to be able to maneuver the pocket and make plays on the run. And we even had a plan for it all week to be able to, have eyes on him and rush him the right way. And he was still able to go around and make plays. So, I was really impressed with him. And, I know, as years goes on, he's going to be a really good player, man. He's definitely going to be something, we're going to have to watch out for in the league.
I thought this would be a successful season if at the end of it the Giants felt that they had their quarterback of the future. And that's happened in 4 games. So now you can actually accelerate that timeline and you can, put more on his plate.
Yep.
And he's going to make the mistakes like he made at the end of that game in Denver. But I think that this is going to be your guy going forward. I thought that would be a win at the end of the year for the franchise if by week 18 you could feel good about this guy. What is it, week 8? And this is your guy.
It certainly feels that way. I got to tell you, I'm in a bad way about football right now. Jaden Daniels ruled out for Monday.
Already.
Which, by the way, was the right thing. I don't think it's very telling of the injury. I think even if they think he just got, and it seemed to say that the MRI did not show anything. So even if it's just a matter of he doesn't feel good, I think dealing with Kansas City probably seems like a lot. But to me, what makes football such an insane game is that 2 weeks ago, with 2 minutes left in the Bears game, I'm pumping my fist being like, we're in first place. We will be tied in record with the Eagles, but we'll be ahead with division record, whatever. Jaden fumbles a snap. The next week gets dinged, and everything feels different. And you're literally thinking, if they get blown out against Kansas City, they drop to 3-5. Let's say Jaden's out another week after that. You're thinking, all right, time to pack it up. Like, it's just an insane. And by the way, you could look at the Giants in a similar fashion. Now, in the Giants' case, you didn't have expectations this year, so it's not a big deal. But I know certain fans who want to win right now always, and they're just banging their head against the wall because for 3.5 quarters, you thought we're 3-4. We're going to play the Eagles again, who we already beat. Maybe we get to 500. Can we dream of a playoff? And then 2-5 feels dead.
Yeah.
Even though you still are excited about what you've seen.
It's at least exciting to watch. They've been 2-5, and you've had nothing to watch.
Oh, no, you're watching every week this year for sure.
You are.
But that 2-5 and 3-4 is just so different.
Well, up 26-8 with 5 minutes to go. You have every right to think you're getting to 3-4. That's what makes it so disappointing. It's just that where the Giants are as a franchise and where they have been, I just don't think it's in the best interest right now to focus on that when you have, like, finally some real positive stuff going on in terms of the rookies, the quarterback, the running back, the defense, all that stuff.
The two worst, I think, in the NFL season. The difference between 2-6 and 3-4, and then the difference between 4-5 and 3-6.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a brutal. 4-5, it's still we have a season. Let's compete.
You're like a game out of a playoff spot.
3-6 generally means the season's over. Not always, but basically means that the season's over. We are getting you ready for Knicks basketball. The man you're hearing from right now, Pat O'Keefe, will be on the call right here alongside Monica McNutt, who I just saw on TV, talking to Alan Hahn, and you guys will have the call. Speaking of those New York Knickerbockers, Stephen A. Smith has high expectations for the Knicks this year. Right, Stephen? I know you do.
Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers are obviously a formidable threat. They had their way with the Knicks in the regular season, but I think that they showed who they are in the playoffs. Not to say that would happen again. I think they would be better, but I firmly believe in this New York Knicks team, and it's by default, to be quite honest with you. With Jason Tatum out, with Damian Lillard no longer in Milwaukee, and he's gone and obviously not healthy, with Tyrese Halliburton out for the year in all likelihood as well. I think those are three obstacles that are out of the New York Knicks' way. I think it comes down to Detroit, Cleveland, and the Knicks. And I think the Knicks have what it takes. I think the transition from Mike Brown is going to allow them to use their depth a little bit more. I think that obviously they'll be better offensively. And I think because of that, the New York Knicks will end up going to the NBA Finals.
What do you think?
It's there for them, to quote Aaron Boone. It's right there for them. You know, the one thing I will caution Knicks fans, they're looking at this.
And by that you mean Stephen A. Smith.
He's one of them, a prominent one. Last year, obviously, the Knicks, if you take away the two big injuries to Indy and Boston, the Knicks were the last team standing. So people by default are just kind of like anointing them as the front runners in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland was the best regular season team. Cleveland lost to the same team the Knicks lost to in the playoffs. They just lost a round earlier, but in very similar fashion, and Cleveland had significant injuries in that series. I would just caution that it's not just the Knicks to lose. Cleveland is a team that won 64 games last year. They're banged up tonight like the Knicks are, but their fans are feeling the same way the Knicks fans are right now.
It's such a great point, and that's what I think is so hard, is that the expectation for the Knicks is always so high. And how much do you want to bet that Cleveland comes in here tonight with that exact, and that's what Kenny Atkinson's talking about. They are coming in with that chip on their shoulder. Like, you realize that everyone's talking about this team? Not us, who won 64 games. Yeah, we happen to lose. We ran out of gas. But you can certainly make a case if you're Cleveland, you're a better basketball team than the Knicks. They didn't lose anyone that would make them think they shouldn't be able to compete with the Knicks. They've owned the Knicks recently at MSG. So that's a lot of motivation for them coming in game one. And if you're the Knicks, obviously now we'll find out. Cat is playing, so that's good news. Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart are out. OG is questionable. It would be disappointing to lose this game, but then it also makes Friday against Boston. Obviously, I'm never going to call game 2 of an 82-game season must win. But I will say, wouldn't you admit they lose tonight? You know, whatever ideas Mike Brown has about resting players, I imagine they're throwing everything at beating the Celtics on Friday night should they lose
Especially
tonight.
the version of the Celtics that's coming into the Garden on Friday night.
Have you looked? I mean, are you doing pre and post on
Friday? I'll be doing pre and post.
Have you looked at the depth chart of the Celtics?
Yeah,
it's not sexy.
I gotta do a little bit of homework.
No, you're gonna have to work on some pronunciation.
Learn some of these guys. Hugo Gonzalez.
Yeah, there are a few names there that I went. And it's funny, you knew the Celtics were making moves in the offseason, but when you really see on paper who they have, you go, oh wow, they really did take off this year. Pat, have a wonderful call with Monica. That's coming up at 7 o'clock.
Thanks for having me.
Who's on my pregame next?
Grassa.
That's Danny Grassa? All right, we got the big Dog Gra coming up next for pregame. Then Pat O'Keefe and Monica taking over. Stick around. Knicks basketball on the way. Guys, thank you for coming out to Stout. For Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365